So now it's time for English.
Good evening, my beautiful humans out there. Welcome to my channel, to my stream, and to my wonderful teammates Modelleicher.
Hi.
Irrsin Rainer.
Good evening.
And the map that I won't pronounce. Hello, Fatty Gabby. How are you doing? Ich glaube, wenn der Stream startet, schmeißt er mal Werbung rein und dann zählt das nicht mehr als Zuschauer, ne?
Don't know.
Ja.
Yeah, expert work right here. I'm wondering why the tractor only goes about 30. And totally forgot that we got manual attach.
Yeah, I put manual attach on the server today. This is why Modelleicher joined us. That's the only reason. Come, my bird. Hello.
And I'm sitting here. Why does this tractor?
You wanted it.
Yeah, of course.
Disturb. Hello. The biggest greetings to your dog. Hope it's healing fast. And you have to decide if the cuddles are wanted or not. But it's a dog. You have to cuddle him. Henrik. Moin moin. I have to find a good translation for the German moin. I think it's in English it's the same. It's just morning. And I have to find a translation for Holla die Waldfee.
Oh.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
It's a strange collision.
Yeah, today I'm missing Disturb in voice because he has an injured dog he has to take care of. And I think we will just do some gameplay here because I really enjoy this map. I really enjoy playing multiplayer with MaizePlus. And you guys just put in your questions if you want to see something special, except for the mixer wagon. The mixer wagon is today not available. Again.
It's all your fault. You broke it.
If there's a thing, there seems to be a word for it in German. Your dog is not happy at the moment. I mean, with an injured leg, I wouldn't be either. You know how I am whining when I got migraine, so I think the leg is much worse. So in cap, it's really hard to find. Oh no, we are in the most realistic way, so I have to be in the cap. I mean, I made it very, very clear that I'm totally in control of everything, right? I parked the lorry on the other end of the farm and I put the bales down quite in the opposite way. But yeah, that's me. It's the way I am. There are guys that are called Disturbed and I'm confused. So yeah, hoping he fall asleep again soon. Yeah, I hope he's got some good medication. When our animals said something like that, it was always equipalazzone that they got from the veterinarian. It's quite a massive painkiller. You shouldn't try it yourself because it knocks you out completely. It's way too strong for human. Did I mention that I love playing FS at the moment? Just 1 or 2 times, I guess, right?
I can see you, Sam.
Where do I have to go?
96 and 113.
Sam was yesterday. He
Well,
was
that-
our boundary tester. Sometimes you hit a boundary. He hit them every time. But it was quite funny because the boundaries are really well made on this map here. You really don't see it. Clip. I think I'll be back later. Hey Timmy, hi. Voice of experience there. Yeah, I've got a lot of experience in animal medication and taking some by accident. You know, there's for horses there is something that you put on the skin and they don't get bitten by bugs and all that stuff. And you have to take care when you put it on them. You have to wear gloves and all that stuff. And when you got 30 horses and you have to do them all, sometimes you do it without the gloves. Yeah, what happened was that I never got bitten by a bug or a mosquito because I had so much in my blood from this stuff. It really worked. I mean, the only down thing or bad thing on it was that I was not right to get eaten, because there's nothing you can do to prevent it going into the bloodstream. Yeah, so nobody ate me. Oh, I'm stuck on the bales. Dang it. And you really enjoyed eating hay for some reason. I enjoy eating everything. Nothing is safe from my mouth. As long as it is tasty, I will take it. So I think 4 is too much. Now we go with 2. No problem. After I put the straw bales in the shed, I have to do some grass works on a very small field.
Yeah, I could do some mowing too if I have collected the bales.
Yeah, it just took us about 15 minutes to get around this field. So, yeah, it will be fun to ted it. I really can hear my ears ring. Somebody is saying you have to keep your farm in order. But I like messy farms. Always something you have to go around. Yeah, Tim, it's okay if you put the clip in the German channel, but you can put it in the FS YouTube channel, so we have them sorted that we got the videos all in one channel and not in 2 channels.
Yay, park the trailer right in my way.
Yeah, and Disturb, it will still be not a good choice to release the video you made. We're still not done with the fixing. I really thought that we would be today ready with it. I mean, we all thought, but yeah.
Unfortunately, the mixer wagon said otherwise.
Yeah. The mixer wagon said, "Hold my ratio, hold my beer." Bojuke, morning.
Been watching the stream right now. Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
What exactly are you doing?
I'm in the straw traveling business. I just have too many square bales and I don't know where to put them elsewhere, elsewise, because in the other shed I got all the silage, the bales, and it is way too small to put the straw bales all in there, and those are too many to put them in here. Yeah, so I want to put, I think the next 4 I will put in the other shed, and the rest will go under the shed here. In German we say Arbeitsbeschaffungsmaßnahme.
Wow, I was more referring to all the different angles for all the different bales.
Yeah, it's a Mikado puzzle.
It's all about a modern art installation, but
Yeah.
you should do that in the middle of a farm and not in some barn or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it will be a good result when I'm ready, so I have to close the shed door if it isn't. So don't look here, nothing to see here.
Freestyle stacking.
Yeah.
Damn, I have to get used to using manual attaching.
I mean, it's a good way to do not stack them really close by each other. It's very nice to have in autumn some kitten in there, because the more space you have, the more the kittens or the kitties go there and get their babies. It's quite nice. So basically, it's a cat playground there. I mean, it was a huge mistake to get these bales here, because they are way too big, way too big. Yesterday evening I sold the big baler and bought another one from Class, because the Heston is way too big for me.
I would have said they're way too small. You should have baled the longer ones.
Yeah, no, I
Much
mean,
easier to
yeah,
stack.
but they would have been so heavy that I could not direct them or handle them, because they are so big from the volume that is in there, from the mass. Also the 1000 New Holland baler. I put them on a trailer the other day, and my 200 horsepower tractor couldn't move the trailer. There's something terribly wrong with the scaling of the bales that Brian did. And for silaging, it would be nice to use them, right? Because there's much more in there than in the round bales, and it would be silage better in real life, at least. But I spoke to Rainer yesterday, and we will do some silaging in the X wrapper from Anderson. So we need the standard bales. Freestyle stacking, yeah. Does it translate to I put them where the hell I like? Yeah, something like that. Cat in the desert, hello.
I should take the front loader with me when I want to haul some bales.
So now I have to get the lorry a little bit further to the front, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Maybe.
Just turn it around.
No, you see what's happening? These autoloader trailers, they have really big problems with multiplayer, I think. Oh no! I got a big problem because manual attach is on here now.
Just wanted to say, did you attach the hoses?
I'm not sure if he has. Yeah. So.
Such experts.
Yeah. Mostly an inch before the screen. I never said I'm an expert. I'm just a chaotic old guy.
Front loader.
And I'm not sure what's more relevant, the age or the chaotic stuff I do.
Don't know if I'm going to need 2 bale trailers, but
So, wasn't there? Ah, yeah, here it is.
yeah.
Modelleicher said I should pick the standard bale fork, but I'm not sure if I got any here.
So there's 6 bales on field 113.
Oh, more than I thought.
So where's the next field?
96, where you drove the combine yesterday.
Hey, das ist meine
Oh.
Moin.
I was
Bonsoir.
looking for green fields and I thought I'm blind or something.
You know,
Couldn't find a 96.
yeah, always look on the other side, because on the other side the grass is always greener. You will find it there. Always.
More or less purple in that case, but
Okay. Oh yeah, he takes it. Okay.
Left here and straight up. Okay.
Let's see if I can get this wheel loader to its knees with this heavy bale.
I didn't say you should use a pallet fork.
No, you said I should use a standard, and I said a standard bale fork, and I said I'm not sure if I got one here, so I have to take this one here.
Echt bastard. What the fuck? What the? No hoses on my front loader today. Okay.
No hoses today. Pallet fork. Yeah, I have to use a tutu or whatever it's called in English then. A belay. I'm too old to make any fancy moves, so
If you stack the bales just right, they will do the moving.
yeah. Welcome to 50%, right? 50%.
So we're down to 50 now.
Yeah. After today, definitely. Alexander, moin. I didn't have any döner. It's just döner day, but I didn't have the chance to get any döner. And there was no döner in the mail today. So oh. It's a big shed. It will fit if I push hard enough.
And that's what she said.
Yeah, exactly. That's what a customer of me said. I was putting some square bales with the front loader in a shed, and I said it won't fit, and she said, yeah, it fits, push, and I pushed, and the whole wooden back wall was behind the shed afterwards. I mean, the bales fit all in front, but at the end there was a lot on the grasslands then afterwards. I mean, I could say never go too deep, but That would be not the appropriate pronouncement. You only make fancy moves when you fall down on ice. Yeah, and I can tell you, if you reach a certain age, the moves get fancier and fancier. When you're 18, you're falling down, you're getting up, shake one time, and all is clear. When you're old, you fall down, you get up, 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 and everything is broken, and you can't move afterwards anymore. It's really not the best to be that old.
Let's collect some bales.
So only to confuse the monk in me, I will change the direction of the bales now. Or to confuse the monk in the voice here. We got Modelleicher in here. They have to be straight! Put them in straight, one line. Keep them in order. It's order. It's just a chaotic order. The endless loop, yeah. Okay, I think the bales are way too heavy for my little honey funny. And when I go back now, the top one will fall down. I guarantee. Nothing. Okay. Forget what I said.
Are you sure it's the heavy bales and not the still attached bales that's the problem?
Yeah. Because one is going very easy.
Looks like one of those was still attached.
Yeah, it was not straight on the other one, but it happens on it happened yesterday on the field too.
How many liters are in there?
Way above 6,000.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
And this is a small wheel loader, so I can show you. 6,383. 38. Is it possible that Fizz is not in the farming agency anymore? Yes, that's true. That's when you start your work after school, and you suddenly see, oh dang it, working and modding is too much. So there are no bad feelings or something like that. So he didn't leave because of any bad feelings. Just he has not the time on it to spend on it as he had before. And I think this is why we will have some changes too next week. I think next week will be a very interesting week. I have some funny things to announce.
Oh.
Don't I, Rainer?
I think so. I probably will regret saying this, but it makes fun to stack bales in FS22. At least it makes more fun.
I think what's coming next is somebody offering you a job in a loader.
For the rest of the stream.
I don't stack bales for other farms.
But you can put them in the X wrapper later on. That would be really
That's the
kind.
thing we can talk about.
It would be really kind of you.
Cat in the Desert, how is the Fiat Titanic going? I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I think it's basically finished. Rhino would know that.
You know that you made a joke by accident now?
Yeah, just one.
Did I? What?
Cat in the desert
is finished.
is finished.
Oh!
So it is.
Didn't even think of that.
I thought you said you would love to do to rework the dirt maps for the wheels and such.
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
But I think the basics are done. That it has the configurations it had in the previous version and stuff. And I built a new exhaust pipe. But I thought you would want to you said you would rework the dirt maps, but
Yeah, I totally
Casa
forgot
Farms.
about that.
Hello,
I don't
Casa.
know if there's something else you want to do before releasing it.
Nice to
I
see
don't
you in
think
here.
so, no, but I totally forgot about the dirt maps. I should rework those because they are really ugly. But the plan was to maybe release the Fiat together with the first version of SimpleIC for FS22 as example mod, or just that there is a mod out there that already has it. So I'm kind of holding it back for that.
Oh, Casa, you came in here to see German clockwork? I'm doing German clockwork on the belt stacking. I mean, I went from digital to broken one, but at least it's a German clockwork.
As we say in German, das ist ein bisschen schepp hier.
Add a finished leg to it and then it's finished.
Yeah.
If it's that easy, I should do that with a few of my other mods.
Yeah, maybe it's a little gimmick. We do spoilers now with the finished flag on the mod, and people know now. Hey, they're finished. They're ready for release. I mean, why should I take so much effort in stacking them straight? I think with the next server start, they will be anyways all over the place.
My bales on my farm, they are still the way I put them there.
Yeah, you
To me,
have.
that's clearly a spoiler.
This one?
I mean, it's kind of an open secret at this point that I'm working on it.
And now you will see the good thing that everybody gets banned who uses the word for the blue tractor.
I think we should test SimpleIC on this server.
Yes.
Yes. Maybe it fixes MaizePlus.
My tractors are prepared for it. So
Maybe it breaks something like MaizePlus. Oh, please no.
More? Is there anything that could be more broken than MaizePlus at the moment? In multiplayer.
Don't say that. Please don't say that.
In multiplayer. In single player it just works perfectly, but in multiplayer... and I'm not sure if we are the only problem there.
once again, FS multiplayer is a different game than
Yeah.
FS single player.
Required mod for MaizePlus. Yeah, that's a good one. That's how we can this is how we can delay stuff. We can say no, we just have to finish SimpleIC first. No, it's at the moment we are not happy with the way MaizePlus works in multiplayer. We got sync issues and stuff like that, and yeah. And there's another one. There's another patch incoming soon. So yeah. But I don't care. We do as fast as we can, but as slow as we have to. It doesn't make any sense to rush it out and then maybe the precision farm patch will break something again.
Pretty much have to release it beforehand because otherwise
Yeah.
it will never get finished because it will probably break.
Yeah.
I mean, the chances are pretty high that precision farming is going to break something on MaizePlus.
And probably not, because the only The only thing that we touched was the fertilizing with the grassland subsoiler.
Yeah, that's definitely not going to work with precision farming. I'm like 99% certain.
You know, I learned never say the opposite of Modelleicher because he's always right. So now,
Oh, take the front loader down.
more
There's
patches. Is that for precision farming?
Some high voltage lines over this too.
Yeah, I mean, this is the biggest chance for giants to do patches because they have to pay for patches when they do it on console. So you really have to think about when and how to patch. Hot fixes are very easy to do on PC, but with the crossplay and all that stuff, it gotten a little bit out of control, in my opinion. So it would be possible that there will be a big patch, maybe 1.4 for precision farming, and maybe we get a little one on PC before. That would mean that PC and console could not do crossplay. In my opinion, they shouldn't do it either ways.
Are there any statistics as to how much this feature is used?
Crossplay?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe we should ask Lars also.
Because, I mean, people have always requested it, but how many people do actually want to crossplay?
I think with the beginning problems with the mods availability on consoles for the old gen and all that stuff, I think it hasn't been used that much anyways. Oh.
Because at least in my feeling, I think that console players and PC players usually aren't in the same friend groups and such, so there's a pretty big gap between.
Yeah.
And the play styles are different, the mods are different, so I mean, maybe crossplay closes this gap a little, but I feel like people will still play with whoever they played before, and it doesn't change that much. Angry console players seem quite scary. Probably are. I think PC players are much less angry if something doesn't work because they're used to it. I mean, the whole promise of console is that it's a closed system and it just works.
You know, we're talking about FS, right?
That's the problem. That's exactly the problem. I mean, I was really shocked. I don't know. I never really thought about FS on consoles, but at some point I talked with a few people that play on console, and the things they told me about how, I mean, that's what's back in FS19 days, how it's really bad performance, how it's like 20-30 frames sometimes, and how mods really lower performance, and how there are so many bugs that aren't fixed even 2 years after the game is out. And I really never thought about that, but from what I've heard, it seems to be quite a bad version of FS.
I'm not really sure what the exact date was when Battlefield 3 was ended and Battlefield 4 was released, and there was the jump from or the release on PlayStation 3 and 4. It was when the PlayStation 4 came out, and it was a disaster. And now I think is it possible that PlayStation 4 is old like 5 or 6 years? Is it possible? I'm not sure.
The PlayStation 4 at least 6 years old. I think older.
Yeah. So
isn't PlayStation 4 from 2012 or something?
Possible. Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. That's totally correct. 12 or 13, because that was when I had my accident. Yeah, you're right. That was when Battlefield 4 came out. So how should it keeping up with the stuff that is in here now? even with the base game stuff. And this is why we lose so much features, because they had to dial down so much for these consoles. This is why we have so much restrictions on the PC. Valtra, yeah, Cat in the Desert. I'm JCB and Valtra fan of course. I mean, Case HI and all that stuff is my IH is also my favorite stuff, and MB track and all that stuff. But Valtra and JCB is the way to go to for me. Because they're, I mean, the newest Valtras, not so much anymore. Because the old Valtras, they had everything you need, and what you didn't need, they didn't have it. So you just paid for stuff that you really used and needed. It changed when they became Akko and more Fendt-like. No. But I'm still a huge Valtra fan. And I'm still no fan of manual attach. When I'm... I mean, I am, but of course, Sam, I am totally... I'm a fanboy of... total fanboy. I mean, yeah. Totally, total fanboy. When I have my keys figured out for manual attach, so that I don't have to switch to the keyboard. Lazy Paul. Yeah, I'm lazy. I'm old. I'm old. That's just it. I'm just old. Okay, here's a tractor standing with Pettinger. Oh, you see? Reiner is our the biggest farmer on this map here. He's only one guy and has 2 tractors in the field. That's how you do it.
Is it just me, or is the stream lagging?
It is lagging on my end because I haven't been on the other side of the map yet.
Oh right, because it's really laggy.
Really laggy?
Yeah, that is quite a lot.
Okay, this is
I'd say like 10-15 frames or something.
Whoa, no, this is impossible. I got 60 FPS here.
I mean, maybe it's on my side because playing Farm Sim, having stream open and all kinds of other stuff, but...
Guys, can you give a feedback if the stream is lagging? Paul, did you see? Yeah, I saw the info, but it wasn't quite an info. It was just a refresh of something we already... Stream looks okay? Okay. It's on Sam's side, okay.
Okay, so I might have to lower my resolution a bit. Oh yeah, right, you're streaming 60 frames, of course that's a bit... Oh? 720p is still lagging.
Yesterday evening I was not able to rewatch the stream properly because YouTube wasn't loading that fast. I think at the moment with everything ongoing in the world, the internet is really having some issues. Depending on the region you are in, but so guys, I mowed this small grassland here. I think over 2 streams. I mowed it without mower conditioner, and then I tedded it one time so it's conditioned. And now we have to swat it all up, and then I will put all the grass in here into the X wrapper. Do I? I'm not sure at the moment, to be honest, because well, I think we will put it in there, but yeah, you get what I'm saying, right? I will do it up to the point where I say it's no fun anymore. it's a little jerky when driving. Yeah, it was a little bit jerky on my side because I haven't been on this side of the map. But today I was so calm that I just forgot about the time that I was in. It was so late, and I couldn't prepare that much. So I couldn't go over the whole map to begin with. It should be okay now.
I mean, for me it's still laggy, but apparently that's me then. I don't know.
When I'm playing and watching the stream that you are doing, I have to go down to 144p.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
And my internet isn't that slow usually, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe they have some
But,
restrictions in there because of whatever
I mean,
reason.
to me, it doesn't quite look like internet issues because there's no buffering or anything like that going on.
Okay. Yeah, maybe 60 FPS stream. Why doesn't he take this grass here?
What's your frame rate like?
Oh, it's down to 35 at the moment. That's an issue.
Still should be enough.
Yeah, but I kept it all on 60, so maybe this is the issue. I think it's because I put on 4 or 6 or 8 times anti-aliasing. That wasn't the best choice, to be honest.
Because that's just set as 144p, but still the same. So it's not just me then.
Okay. Wait, we will do something.
Is it possible that it is a VSync issue or something like that?
Yeah. But give me a second. I will put this in order. This goes off again. And dang it, what did I crank up to? I'm not sure.
I've noticed that on my comms in save game after I have added the high resolution textures, I had like 40 to 50 frames instead of 60, but it felt much less. So I don't know, maybe there's something weird going on in FS22 with the frame rate and VSync, and I don't know. I disabled VSync and then I had horrible screen tearing, and then I restarted my PC and then the screen tearing was gone. So I don't know, weird stuff.
Yeah, let's see what happens. The other thing is I can dial back OBS from 60 FPS to well, I got my CPU is running with 0.6% on 60 FPS. My frames that I missed are 0. The whole stream had 38 lost frames. So I think it's not a problem with the PC at all. I think it's a problem with maybe my internet connection.
I mean, it could be an issue with YouTube as well. It could be that they're just not ready to work with 60 frames at the moment for some reasons. But maybe you fixed it.
Not sure. Let's go in the shop for a moment. Look at this back. Then I have to... Oh no, I have to reset all my vehicles to the field of views. Yeah, I will do that later. Let's hop through them.
I mean, somebody should make a mod where you could set custom FOVs for each vehicle and save it.
Yeah, that would be nice. if I only knew someone who could be able to do so.
Yeah, if that someone only wouldn't have to fix MaizePlus every week. would
Yeah.
have to fix the same issue again every week.
Maybe you should just fix it, and then you don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, I should do it right the first time, right?
So let's see what my
Oh,
FPS.
boy. Pego, good evening.
Hey, BGO, Bjorn. Yeah, that's how you get 20 FPS back when you just don't use the anti-aliasing on. Why so many of the yellow silos? Because there are only 10k silos, and I bought not enough, to be honest. Yesterday, the capacity was not enough, and when you do it realistically, you don't have 2 fill types in one silo. So to make it optical look the way that we have for each fill type silo, this is why there are so many. Right? If you use power food or minerals or grain grist or whatever, you would have a separate silo each time. YouTube did have to bypass a few backbone nodes this week, okay. Did you convert that Valtra yourself? No comment. There is no Valtra.
Traffic. No alien at home.
Heb aus! So I will just do one side here to make it a little test swap to see if and how many square belts I get, and then I decide if I use the double swatter here or maybe one with 4, and if I really want to put all this stuff into the...
I think you should make hay on that. I think you should use all that header stack.
I love you too. I really love you too. Oh boy. Yeah, it's a small field.
I mean, you wanted to stream until 4 o'clock, right?
Yeah. That was the plan. Do the night shift. Da, 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 da. I mean, what's better than playing FS with friends and good guys in chat and in voice and on this map with MaizePlus. Maize download to FS22. What? Fan, greetings back to Austria.
Better make some more coffee.
Yeah.
That's necessary, I think.
It's
I mean, I would offer help on that field, but I only have a one, whatever the thing is called.
You can take mine. I will.
Reel? Are it the reels or what are the turning things called on those windrowers?
Good question.
Drums, reels, I don't know.
Oh. Oh. Look at the the PTO.
Oh,
Houston, we have a problem.
rakes. I think rakes are the individual arms with basically the rakes on it.
So, now it should work properly. What a funny thing. So it's a two rake swatter then, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Rotors.
Farmer, hi.
Rotors might be right. I'm pretty sure rakes are either the individual arms or the things at the end of the arm. I don't think the entire spinning piece is called a rake.
I never
Individual rakes for all?
I never ever thought of it, to be honest.
Me neither. And I mean, I've been watching a lot of English and American farm vlogging videos and stuff like that, but usually they have different swathers. And I think often they call it a rake, the windrow, the entire thing. But I mean, they usually the ones with the drum, kind of like a combine. Whirly turny things. Tines, yes. So tines are the individual bits at the end of each arm.
So it's a raking carousel.
Fingers are tines. Right, the fingers are tines. So the rakes are either the drums or the arms.
Spinny little things. I like this.
Anyways, my windrow has only one spinny little thing, and I don't think I wanted to try it on that field.
Yeah, you can come here and take this the class liner. I will detach and go back to the farm and take my baler. That would help me a lot.
I could do that. Yeah, I will do that, but I have to finish windrowing. No, not windrowing, tedding
No problem.
my field first.
But please don't come with the Setor, right?
Why not?
I don't think that he will.
And now
Yes,
I'm
yes,
taking
good
the big
Setors.
setter.
I mean not the old small one. Oui.
No, I'm bringing the big one. That 25 horsepower isn't enough for a whatever spinny thing rake.
For the curly whirly.
Yeah, just call them whirly turny things now. That's fine.
I mean I won't call it whoa. I won't call it mixer because anything named mixer is not working at the moment. Mick and
I mean,
Mick.
if anything, we should call it header mixer because I don't think you want to mix with a rake.
But you can.
Ideally,
But you can.
with enough
Yeah, just imagine.
RPM on the PTO. Yeah, you can.
Just
You can
imagine.
use a rake as header, I think.
Just imagine this thing in a manure basin. In a manure bin.
Yeah, that would probably work.
It will mix.
I mean, on tractors that have like 540 and 1000 RPM PTOs, I mean, just put it on 1000 and full throttle and
Yeah, we'll lift off.
probably mixing whatever is in there really well.
Get to the chopper now. Get to the class liner chopper. I love this map. Polska, yes. I love Polish food, Polish women, Polish maps, and Polish people. I mean, I love every woman and I love every human being that is kind, so...
I just wanted to say, isn't that pretty much true for every country for you?
Yeah.
Whenever they have food and women, you pretty much...
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, the wrong one. When I was in Poland on the FSL tournament, it was one of my really most impressing experience that I had. It was really a really nice experience. So many, so unbelievable kind people. And I think it was the only hotel where you get alcohol at the breakfast buffet. That was quite impressive too. No Polish music? No, I can't understand Polish, so it quite wouldn't fit to my little old brain to get what they are singing. Oh, a little bit more back. I mean, I like the music my mouth makes when I'm eating Polish food, so that should be enough for me. Let's see if we can get this baby out here. Of course not. Aww. This is why I didn't want to park it in this shed here in the first place. Houston, we have a problem again. What the heck is this shed built of? Kruppstahl? A few moments later. No one will clip this now. I hope. Do you know the situation when you push the gas so hard that the whole pedals shift way below the... Yeah, of course. DZP is here now when I'm making not so good things here. Okay. Today is not the day to make the big clipping. It's just the easy way to make it this way. Na 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 na. Nothing to see here. Just forgot my baler is at the farm store, so I have to pick it up there. Even UK farms seem much suspicious than okay. Yeah, it worked, Disturb. It worked. It just worked. Ah, I should eat a Snickers. I'm not the same when I'm hungry. Hangry. Rainer, are you still there?
Yes.
You got something to do?
I'm putting my straw bales inside the barn.
I thought maybe we should buy the X wrapper for the contractor, so that we can use them all. Because my sheds are already too small to get it out there. And maybe we can add a tractor to the contractor too. So we can. Whoa! You could pick up the wrapper while you're at store. No, we got several vehicles that we are using on a separate contractor farm. We have here a contractor farm where, for example, the starter mill and the Deuter lorries and all that stuff are, so that we can handle better the finances. And the X-Wrapper would be a good one for that too, in my opinion. It looks so gorgeous when you go over the main road here. I think some of the trees are stuck in the ground, right? Like we or most of the mappers did it back in the days. It makes quite an interesting flare.
Oh, nice! A small loader can handle 2 straw bales at once.
Yeah, go and try those from 4D modding.
No. I mean, there's a reason why I choose small round bales.
Is there?
Yeah, I only have small equipment.
So, here we are. Okay. Did I forget the PTO? Of course I forgot the PTO.
Changing the phone.
Hoppala! 220? Yeah, 220 is enough.
Which one do I have to buy?
Good question. Good question. Give me a second.
And where are they? Hybrid extractor or extractor?
The hybrid.
The hybrid.
That we
I
can.
I see.
Yeah. With MaizePlus, of course, the X wrappers will work too for the different drying stages. At least they did. I won't be so sure anymore at the moment.
I mean, if there's any problems now, it's definitely your fault.
Yeah, sure. It's always my fault. It's
Can I
always
clip that?
you can do. It's always my fault, but it's always your issue. So
do you have a special color you want to wrap the bagels?
yeah, das Mintgrün. The minty green. Grass always minty green. The light green, or how it is called. This is I love this.
Okay. Okay, should be at the store place.
Nice. Good evening, Paul and chat. Are you planning to release the FAR Combine Harvester from FS19? There's always a plan to release stuff that we make, but I think there's so much work to put in there now, still, to get it properly working, and I think the best answer can give you Rainer.
I'm just trying to get my head around the new particle system stuff, and yeah, I hope I can get it to work, and then we will find a way to release it. Don't know if I'll send it to ModHub or just do a Discord release yet, but I guess there will be a way to release it if it's done.
If it's done, no beta release. Or I will cut your pizza off. And you will have a pizza at the moment. Pooh. Whose idea was it to make this big field all with grass? Who made it? Who made it all to grass? I think it was Modelleicher, right? I only.
Yeah, but it wasn't his idea.
But he did it. No, it was my idea. Of course, it was my idea. All the stupid stuff is always my brain farts. If you hear any brain farts or you smell any brain farts, it's always Paul. So yeah, that will be a little bit a lot. I mean, a little lotty. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6 in the baler. Oh boy. I think I will have to multiply the food need for the cows on my farm. Again. When you passed by, Sam, I thought you were driving a Kubota.
Why is that?
Yeah, because it looked quite orangey in my view.
It is because you have some weird color grading stuff.
I don't have weird color grading.
Your stuff looks always very orange.
What? No. Does it?
To me it does. I mean, you've basically got orange rims on your glass baler.
Yeah, because that's the way they look in real life.
I mean, on my screen they aren't.
Yeah, on your screen, the Zetor and the Pöttinger windrower looked like 3-year-old, how is it called? Ja, was heißt Bilderbuch? Picture book? from little children? No, when I'm looking that way, it really looks like a Kubota in the back. It's a little.
I mean, the design is similar in some ways, so I guess.
Maybe it's a little spoiler.
mean, not that I miss it, but I was kind of surprised that there was no Kubota in FS22.
Yeah, I think it will be the big brand for the next farm sim. If there is still nothing going on with Deutz-Fahr.
Just reminded myself that I need to fix the collision of this.
I'm
I have on the small loader.
I think that Kubota could also be the brand for the Platinum extension that's coming.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure that Kubota is basically it's the last big brand that isn't in FS, so I was pretty sure it's going to come in FS22.
Oh, dang it!
I'm still pretty sure that it might.
I will try to get my frames up with this. Because I think with the DOF, I think I lost the most. Let's see if the stream is running better now. Yeah, I'm quite not sure what they will do with Deutz-Fahr. If there will be the FarmCon at Deutz-Fahr, or if there will be a DLC, Deutz-Fahr DLC, or something like that. I think they are all growing up now. They want into the farm sim. That would be a good chance to let the farm sim be running for 3 or 4 years, to get all the DLCs out, and then in 25 we get them all for free to begin with. It would fit for me. Thank you for hopping in, Casa. Have a good evening. Or good day. I mean, I really like the color grading that I have here with the.
Do you have something to load the bales in the Anderson wrapper?
Yeah, the Kramer.
It's on the farm?
Mm-hmm. And
I've just hopped in my tractor that stood on the field we harvested yesterday, and so I'm already at your farm. So
yeah, okay, then please
hop into this and
then please pick up at the or at the shop the front loader bale. But this is awful. This is awful. This bale spike is awful. The all but the vanilla one. But does it work?
Should buy the other one. The other vanilla one.
Which one?
The other side. You know that you can the ones that doesn't have spikes, you can configure it to have spikes.
No, I didn't know that.
The blue one.
Here's okay, now I know. This one you mean?
I have to wait a moment for the stream.
The blue.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can pick this up at the dealer place.
Yep.
Leon, see you later. You go for a shower. Oh, I thought it was a little bit smelly in here, but I thought it was my brain farts. Manfred, grüß dich. Good evening. You can see Kubota being the FS22 version of the class DLC in 19. Yeah, it's quite similar to what Modelleicher said. I mean, from the size, it would match, and from the time of release, it would be another time. But yeah, it could happen. But is there a lot of Quernerland inside the game at the moment? It isn't, right?
No, just the stuff that came into ModHub from the DLC.
Then it would
19.
fit because Kubota bought a lot of these companies, so they will be orange branded. Then. Oh, Rainer, there's something I forgot to mention. You will need a tractor with a auto stacker for the squares too. I mean, not the auto load, but the
Arcosin.
yeah, right.
The Anderson.
Yeah. Because I don't think that you want to go with 1,570 bales all over the field. And I want to make stack them there where the small path from the dealer comes through to this field. When you come from there, on the left side is a small grassland field that I don't want to mow, and I want to make the tubes there. One thing that I really like here on the Valtra is that it's so easy to handle. Did I mention that I'm hungry?
Du kommst aus Ungarn?
Yeah. That would be quite a thing if you are in a restaurant and you're from Hungary and you are hungry. Hello, I'm hungry and I'm hungry. I'm Hungarian and I'm hungry would be the right pronouncement, I think. Hunger, jo, immer.
So, here is the path we talked about.
I think I will have some.
On the is that on the left side of the path? Is a
yeah, it's the. Wait, I can give you the field number. It's the 65.
Okay.
Because I got already enough grass with the 64, I don't have to mow the other one.
So it's this one here. Okay. So I think I didn't use this thing before.
Yeah, that's why I asked you, because you were interested in it too. And I just used it for testing. And as we are in multiplayer testing, and we didn't test it in multiplayer yet, so why not?
Okay.
If there's a chance we can break it, we will break it. An angry, hungry Hungarian, yeah.
This thing can drive itself, okay.
Oh, now it's getting better. There's a chain of pubs in the UK called Hungry Horse, so you could have a hungry Hungarian and a hungry horse. It would be an angry, hungry Hungarian and a hungry horse. Stand by for things wrecking. Yeah, I mean, what's best to show you how it works and not works and breaks and hopefully not breaks. But I can tell you something. With the color grading and the head track and here looking to the fence, it's such a beautiful view.
How do you do this?
And to see the Zeta Kubota in the back is also nice.
Nope. Guess I have to put it in the other way.
So this is in cap. It looks quite orangey. And the outside it looks quite orangey. but it looks good. Daryl Davis, hey. Did you pick a tractor for the stacker?
There's definitely
not yet.
something with your color grading going on.
Yeah, sure. I dialed down to make it a little bit less shiny.
That's a nice animation.
Because when I put your stream right next to my FS picture on the same screen, it's still very red for me, and your stream is still very orange.
Yeah, but you also don't have to forget that you are on an IPS panel.
Yeah, but when I put both pictures on the same screen, yours is still very orange, while mine is red. So whatever you output is more orange than what I can see in game.
Yeah, because I don't like the colors being such a pain in the eye. I don't know the word for it. Grell. It looks
harsh might not be the right word, but
when I'm watching your stream, the colors are always very powerful, very
saturated.
Yeah, and I like it more the way it is now, because when I'm looking at the tree line and all that stuff, it looks more realistic to me.
Whee! Not so fast, said the baby.
But it's orange.
Damn it.
Yeah, but the X wrapper is not orange; it's red.
Well, it's a rather dark red.
Where did you go with the Reiki?
I literally drove past you like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, but there's no swath. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, because I turned around and backtracked.
Where?
Wherever the last swath ended.
Yeah, it ended here, but there's no swath.
No, it didn't end here.
For me, it did.
I definitely
It
have
ends
to do
up there where.
I definitely have to do more of the Anderson silage stuff.
No swath, no swath, no swath, no swath.
Go back to where it came from.
Thanks. Very nice of you. Go back where you came from, you filthy orange baler. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. It looks less cartoony. Right. Mark English, hey, hello. Yeah, finally you made it. But I do not bother too much from people reading from people that missed the stream but re-watched the stream, because at least you saw what we did. Some people just missed the stream and miss it to re-watch it, so at least you know what's going on. But it's nice that you are finally in the live stream.
See, there's a swath there. How did that happen?
Yeah, I don't know why the other SWAT was going on further.
Yeah, I think that was one of yours. That was... You missed the first time bailing around?
Yeah, probably. It's possible. Quite possible.
I'm going to do this section of the field first, so I'm going to section the field. I think that's much more enjoyable than going around in 12-minute circles. So if you're looking for swaths, they are all around here.
Yeah, put some flags on it. And wrap some bacon on it.
If you know the size of this field, I should probably send you some GPS markers or something.
Yeah. If you're playing with GPS. But I guess you don't.
I'm not, no.
So...
I was more referring to the location.
Oh, this one, okay.
Longitude and latitude.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm old. We use another system on my planet, so we use the shout system. Hey alien, where are you? I'm here! Where? Over here!
Where is he?
It's next to there! I think I would go crazy if I had a bale counter now.
I mean, you could count the bales, but then you definitely go crazy.
Yeah. I mean, not that I'm not already crazy.
Did I not say more?
Some stuff to do.
Yeah, is it even possible? Is this even possible? The most crazy alien out there. Well, I have to switch to contractor mode. More gas, more speed, more bales. I hope you guys are enjoying it a little bit. I think it's the first English stream where I'm actually playing the game and don't have to explain too much. But if you got any questions, just throw them at us. BGO is in the chat. Rainer Irrsinn is in the voice, Modelleicher is in the voice, and I'm in the voice, and you got basically all 4 guys who are working on MaizePlus. So if there's a time to ask, it's now. Oh, I have to be very careful because my pickup will get stuck in here. Whoa, that was a big swath. Did you cough? Did you cough some grass on here? That was the hills of Slovenia on this map here. I'm missing it in real life so much. So much. Driving Valtra and bailing. And this is something that I really enjoy. Doing something in Farm Sim with the same machinery that I did in real life. That's so enjoyable. It's so relaxing. And what I never thought of back in the days is that multiplayer gaming is quite fun. When you got some guys like Rainer and Sam who take it serious to play multiplayer and don't crash anything or do any I mean on purpose any crazy stuff. Not that we don't have any crazy stuff going on from time to time, but we try to play it realistically, and I only knew guys who would have a very arcade play style, and it was not that much fun. And now actually working together, and with the changed contractor mode that Giants made, the possible way to make farms contractors, it's quite interesting. Did you expect them to change it that way, Sam?
I didn't really think of that at all. So yeah, probably didn't expect them to change it because I think everybody just went with it, and well, it's a stupid system, but that's what it is.
What was the mod called from our Elky with the bales?
Bale ID Manager.
Yeah, the Bale ID Manager pretty much showed what was missing, and on top of it, with the possible farms being a contractor, not only a single player, and the way that the bales are now actually mine, I really love it. I hope
there's still something missing to sell bales between players, and I mean, ideally there would be a system where you couldn't just sell bales but also vehicles and animals and basically all those things.
Yeah, I think with the used vehicle stuff, they made a step in the right direction, but they not finished the thought.
Holla JDL.
That it
think
would
it's
be
some-
nice to sell between players when you're in multiplayer.
I guess some sort of just a rather simple system where you could basically open a menu and agree to a sale for a certain amount would
Yeah.
be enough. But I guess something like a marketplace where you could put up your vehicles or bales or stuff, and I mean
Yeah,
there's a lot of possibilities
Was that
still.
possible in FS17 with the multiplayer mod that managing mod?
Disturb. If you have any clue what this Alexander is meaning, I think you can yeah.
And now I don't think you could sell vehicles or bales. If I remember correctly, there was no ownership system for vehicles, even with a multiplayer mod.
No, Elke was working on a used vehicle sell stuff thing, but he never finished it.
We were talking about FS17, the multiplayer manager from
okay.
Global Company.
I have no clue.
That was back then. There were no different farms or anything like that, of course, and so that's basically the first time in FS that it was possible to have individual farms on multiplayer. So there was an ownership system, but I think it was, I don't know if it was definitely for animals as far as I can remember. So in the animal menu you only had your own animals.
Rainer Toast, hello. I have no clue. I never played. I think I played 1 or 2 times multiplayer in FS17, and this is when I thought, no.
We played a lot with that mod, so we did have I don't even know. I think on Stappenbach even we had that system. So we had different farms and we had that mod, but it's so far in the past I don't really remember. But I know that there was no market where you could sell stuff between people or transfer ownership. But there was a system for invoices where you could send invoices to different farms, and where you could I don't know.
I think a lot of people came up with Excel spreadsheets and all that stuff, right? Because it was lacking in Farm Sim.
Yeah, but there was a system in place in Multiplayer Manager. There was a system in place where there were set rates for different kinds of work. So you could basically send an invoice for 2 hours of plowing, and it would automatically calculate a sum of what that is worth.
Whoa. Okay.
It was quite an interesting system. It wasn't well balanced from the beginning. So basically, if you really wanted to do it properly, you should have gone into the mod and rebalance stuff. But there were a lot of interesting thoughts in there, and I think a lot of people were disappointed when FS19 came out with basically Multiplayer Manager more or less being part of the base game, but all of those features completely missing. So in the beginning you couldn't even, I don't know if they never fixed it. You couldn't send money to a farm in FS19 without the player being online.
Oh yeah,
and you also couldn't. I think you couldn't set a specific number. You could only go in 1,000 steps and stuff like that. So it's really was extremely basic compared to what Multiplayer Manager did. So the menu and everything, the user interface of Multiplayer Manager was rather advanced, and I think Giants could and should have taken a little bit more of an inspiration from that.
I was with Lou Pillen from Schwanta for my new job as a tractor driver. Oh, you got the job! Congratulations, then. I mean, I will get into this stuff with the all the spreadsheets and all that stuff when the farming dudes are doing their stuff for Terra Life, and I think we should use it what they are doing, because there you can calculate everything, in there. And
Yeah.
maybe we get some updates by Giants. Maybe it is really possible to do a more realistic play style than even for me with just. I mean, I still haven't cancelled my money yet to make it fit. So I think there will be a good way to get me into the more realistic play style then.
Yeah, if you really go through and rebalance everything, like not just how much you get from each field and how much fertilizer is increasing yield and all that stuff, but also all the prices of all the machinery and literally everything, I think it can be a lot of fun. But the problem is if you only balance like 80% of the stuff and 20% is still wrong, it's basically as if you didn't balance anything at all. So it only works if you go through and do everything.
Did you see the calculations the farming dudes already did?
Yeah, no, they're taking it seriously.
Yeah, so I think this will be a good balance then with our stuff, because when we do our maps, we can balance everything out from the products, crops, and all that stuff, and the yield, of course. And I think they will do all the stuff for the machinery, but they are also having a field calculator and all that stuff that it's so huge. It could be really running in real life farming as a real life farm software. So immense, so big are they working on this stuff. And this is where I went from annoying to realistic and having fun to whoa, this is interesting. This is now so realistic that I really want to try it. Yeah, because these 80% balanced stuff is where I'm saying, okay, I don't have to play 80%, then I can play 100% the way I enjoy it and don't care about the money. But when it's 100% balanced, then I'm really into it. Then I'm on your side and I want to play it.
Yeah, I mean, what do you say on my side? That's basically my point, because there's literally no point in rebalancing pricing of a few things without rebalancing everything, because the stuff that isn't balanced will always ruin it.
Yeah, man.
Just, you can't play without. I mean, let's just say you'd play without money cheat at all.
Robert,
you
hello.
start with like 200 grand from like what is default, and you're trying to set up a farm and you're trying to play on multiplayer and compete against each other and do that in a realistic fashion. You can't do that because there's always going to be a mod that is a huge advantage and only like a tenth of the price, or there's always going to be the issue that all the feeding in the shop is just way too expensive. You can't recoup that money if you sell the animals. So basically animals are always a loss system, and of course you could go back and rebalance the animals and then that would work. You could buy feed and you could turn a profit, but you could still like buy a cheap mixer wagon that's like 10 grand or something and has a huge fill volume compared to maybe another one that is 200 grand because whatever, and so it only works if it's 100%, otherwise it won't work.
Yeah, this is what I meant, because we cannot balance our food at the moment. We have to fit into the Giants' tremendous amount of whatever they thought of, and this is why what I meant with I will be on your side then. At the moment, the number in the right corner is just a number for me there to make me play the way I want to, because it's useless, pretty much what you said before. And
I mean, that's how I play. I don't ever play for money really in FS.
Yeah, but when we have all balanced, this is what I meant with on your side. Then I will dial back my amount of money that I have, because I can achieve a profit on the farm because everything is fitting. At the moment, it's not possible. This is what I meant, right? So with being on your side, this is where I say, okay, with the stuff that farming dudes are doing and with the stuff that we will bring with Terra Life and the balancing, this is really where I say, okay, I will take it seriously and I will really not just with the baler. I sold it and rebought it, right? I wouldn't do that. do it then, because it wouldn't fit in the playstyle then.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like, once the farm is properly set up, I'm trying to not cheat any money, and I'm trying to not randomly buy stuff, but pretty much if there's need to do anything in order to play realistically or have a realistic farm, I will use money cheat.
At the moment,
I'm just I just don't want to have like millions top left corner, top right corner, because it feels odd.
yeah.
It's not like it's a set number that I won't
I do
go
not
back
even
and
look.
change if needed.
I do not even look at it. Just when the shop says you don't have enough money, then I will look at it. but the biggest issue, even more than the balancing for me at the moment, is that they really shit on the seasons features. That now grass that is left on the field will not rot and wither. Every corner that I take, every little batch that it's on the grassland at the moment with grass, I really get annoyed of. When I take a look at the left side here, where the pole is, yeah, where the grass is laying, all these batches, the small batches, I know that they won't disappear. This is something that annoys me at the moment more than the balancing system, because I know that we will work on it end this year. So, but it doesn't include the features that you mentioned before. And I to be honest, I didn't hear anything about them putting those features in there or planning on them, because they have so much still to work on that they made only 50% in the game.
Yeah, I don't think they will, and it's really sad because the system didn't really work that well in FS19.
Yeah.
And whenever that system is put in place, well, like I don't know, but people are still hoping that Realismus modding is making a seasons update, like a realism increase for default seasons or something. I have no hope of that, but who knows?
Yeah, maybe
some others modders are working on it, but fact is that whatever they do, it'll never be as good in terms of stability as if Giants would have implemented a system for crop rotting right into the base game. Because it's always an afterthought. It's always trying to achieve something the game isn't made for.
Well, if it's nothing that we can release, it would be nice to have it for the last 3/4 of the lifespan of this FS in beta streams. I mean, we did that before with Beta Live Terra, with Terra Live Beta. So we're quite used to show people some beta stuff we are working on. Wouldn't be that big of an issue for me. But if there is no chance to get it over in the next farm sim afterwards, that would be a big issue, because it would be just a lost cause, right?
Yeah, I think it's a lost cause either way, because who knows what the next farm sim will bring.
Yeah, but
I mean, with FF22, we had no clue. We had literally zero clue of what will and will not work and what stuff will be changed. And I mean, I've still no clue. Now the game is out and I'm playing it, and I know that with certain vehicles and certain features, stuff has changed. I mean, obviously in game you can see what changed, but still don't really know which part in which script has changed, and have to take a look and have to debug print stuff. And I mean, that's basically the game always.
I think the two most spoken words between you and me were Giants. Why?
It's definitely two words that
Yeah, they came up a lot.
Quite a few times, yes.
If they do seasons in FS24, 25, I really hope it's not season slide. Yeah. I mean, one thing that Giants is really good in is dialing down stuff from mods into the game, and when the second version comes out, they are dialed down even more.
Yeah, I don't have much hope. I mean, to be honest, when they announced that season is going to be in FS22 base game, I, on the one hand, was like, well, maybe there's snow and you can still combine, and there's no really seasons at all, so that was basically the worst I expected. And in that sense, they surprised me, and they made it better than the worst thing I could have imagined. But on the other hand, I was really hoping for the entire rotting system to be included, because if you look at the code in FS19 seasons, it's I wouldn't say it's a mess, because it's not. It's the entire season mod is programmed very well, but the amount of stuff they have to do in order for it to barely work is just it's bad. And there is no system. There is no system for a map-wide change of crops or stuff that's on the ground. So that is something that could have or should have been implemented right into the base game.
Yeah, but it was. That's what. Yeah, it was impossible for realismus modding to release it for consoles when they would have touched the grid, and this system, it would not have been working on consoles at all. And this is one good thing. We don't care for consoles. I mean, we care for consoles, not to get me wrong, but we would say our ideas and our way to play comes first. And if it's only possible on PC, then it's the way it is. We won't try out to make a PC and a console version. This is why I canceled, for example, every attempt to get Terra Life or our partners on console, because for what? Just to have them branded and not even be on console, because we wouldn't do anything for consoles. So we are, yeah. So we are always trying to achieve in the most stable and best possible way that we can stuff that we want to play. And I mean, we had a lot of luck that you guys out there liked what we did and wanted to play it too. But we do not make the mods for other people or to impress other people. We make the mods because we want to have it realistic and play it that way. And there's no console player in our team, so we only focus on PC. And this is something that Giants never ever can do. They will never do 2 or 3 versions of Farm Sim, because the handhelds, the consoles, the new consoles, the PC, it basically has all to be the same version, right?
But the cows and sheep no longer graze on the grass in the paddocks. That's an especially stupid one, because that's literally, I don't know, 40 lines of code or something in FS19 seasons. That's not something that requires a lot of attention or requires any change to anything. I mean, FS19 seasons, it works with every paddock. It just uses default grazing areas, so it's they wouldn't have to change anything.
I would bet my fat old alien arse or ass on it that it is that it got coded out because of the crossplay, because of the sync.
But why?
The sync issues. Yeah, because the consoles cannot go on higher tick rates to synchronize all that stuff. They are barely on 30 FPS. They are barely on getting anything right.
Yeah, but that's not really. I mean, the how the system worked. There's basically the grass areas is where you place the placeable down, and it'll automatically create grass. That's basically the area it uses, and it's the system. I think it wasn't even a minute tick rate. It was on an in-game hour tick rate. So basically, each in-game hour it checked for what there is in amount of grass and added that to the feeding trough and replaced the foliage. So I don't think it's a performance issue at all.
I think it is, because they were searching for every possible slot count they could spare.
Yeah, but that's why I say that's a really stupid one, because there's literally no change would have been necessary to any of the placeables or anything. Nothing would have increased the slot count, and I mean, even from a performance standpoint, from a script perspective, it's really a few lines of code that were only executed every in-game hour. That's like nothing. That's literally like nothing. I don't think, I can't see any performance thing at all. The only thing I can think of is that placeables, they have meadow grass, I think, or what is in there.
Yeah,
I don't think you can mow that, right? Or can you?
you can, and you get grass windrow out of it. That was the
Oh.
yeah that was
So you can mow it. So yeah, there is a liter per SQM, and there is all that stuff that would be required already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
so then
everything.
that
Yeah,
doesn't
everything
make
is
any
there.
sense.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, there's only one thing that could make sense. If you reload the game, it will always reset the foliage areas. Whatever you paint in your animal pen, it will always be resetted to the meadow grass, right?
I think yeah.
And of course, with such a system, you couldn't use grazing because it will always reset if you restart the game.
Can you remember the issue that we had because they coded the grass windrow into the season's grazing system, and we had to use our wet grass as fresh and the grass windrow as fresh too, because you don't feed animals conditioned grass. And I really hope that when I saw that they had meadow grass, I really thought that they would have a special grass for the grazing, and I was so shocked that they just kept it out.
I mean, maybe a stupid question. What's the point of meadow grass? Is this meadow grass what we are?
No, meadow grass is. Chris said something like that. The meadow grass is only and really only in the game because Hermann wanted to have nice. Was heißt gepflegt?
Orderly, kept. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean good cared husbandries. Yeah, they wanted to. There are no flowers or something in there. It's just the meadow grass is only for having a nice grass around the big stables.
Yeah, it's also not as high. Is it even growing? Can it even grow? I mean, it certainly doesn't really grow because each time you reload the game, it replaces the.
I'm not
so
sure.
basically, meadow grass is just the foliage that is inside all the fenced-in areas on the stables, and is replaced to the same growing stage each time the game is reloaded. So it's always the same.
Yeah, and on some maps they have it paintable for the landscape tool. Yes, it grows. Disturb says yes, it grows.
It grows. Does it grow inside the animal pens? Doesn't it reset each time you reload the game?
I'm not sure. It's used in the animal pens, but it's also used as deco grass on maps.
Okay.
So it's also it's basically we had the roadside grass, yeah, and they used the meadow grass for the roadsides. And
orderly, tidy. Yeah, that would be the better translation.
And when you mow the roadsides, you have no grass windrow on the ground. So it has no high type in that part.
Okay.
So they used it for the animal pens and for the roadsides to make it a smaller grass that looks a little bit more, yeah.
Paintable version grows.
Tidy.
So that's interesting now because I really thought it was a bug. I thought it was a bug that if you reload the game, the foliage areas reset within the animal pens. I thought it was just a bug because I tried to paint in some mud and stuff in my on my pig stables, and it was all gone as soon as I reloaded the save game. But from what you've told now with Hermann wanted to have tidy animal yards. Maybe it is not a bug, but actually intended that it always replaces whatever you paint in there, that it's always nice and green and short grass in there, no matter what you do.
You know, I always read between the lines, right? I got very good understanding of what marketing speech means. So it's not that there was a guy from Hermann who was online and said it that way. It's a mixture of both that I kept from that I heard from Hermann and what Chris said. So I think with my being on point on 99% with my how is it? Was sagt man noch Vorhersagen?
Predictions.
Yeah, with being on point with 99% of my predictions, I would say I'm really on point with that too. But it's not written and hammered in stone. to be honest. So I have to go to
Yeah, anyhow, that would make a lot of sense, because that would explain why the grazing isn't included. Because if that stuff can't grow or disappear, obviously there can't be any grazing.
I'm going to pee very quick.
That's good, because I felt like I was like 2 or 3 meters away from being baled whole, so. Giving me a little bit of breathing space. Quite scared in my little setter to end up in that huge class baler. Just the base game wants to keep them looking as designed. You mean the resetting on reloading? It doesn't do it with mod stuff? Is there something you can do? You can change in the XML to stop it from resetting?
Now that you're mentioning it, give me 1 second. Yeah, I have painted some mud and stuff in my shed my cow shed that I have on the build for this map, and it's still there.
That is interesting, though it either changed with one of the patches, or it's really something. I don't know, that was my question, if it was just the base game paints. Oh, so you're asking. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was something with entire placeable system that foliage areas or grass foliage areas just default resetted. At first I thought it was a bug. I literally thought that they just messed up the coding whenever the save game is loaded, so it isn't loaded as a pre-existing animal pen, but it's loaded as if it was a new animal pen, because there's 2 load functions basically, depending on whether it's existing or basically freshly placed. So I thought this was a bug at first, but I mean, from all the stuff we talked about like 5 minutes ago, it would make a lot of sense that it is intended behavior, and then it could be possible that there's a XML line you could activate or deactivate that with.
Okay, this is interesting.
What? What Sam said, or something you?
No, the Anderson has an own engine, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
Because it can drive itself, but you don't have to put fuel into it.
Because
It'll cost money.
Yeah, features.
Just like the chainsaws, they'll cost money to use instead of having a fuel tank.
Yeah, okay.
I assume I was probably in the statistics, or I mean,
Yeah,
with
I
the
don't know,
millions
but,
and millions, you don't really notice it, but it's probably going to drain.
The Anderson is on the contractor farm, so yeah. We have to keep an eye on the budget there.
Like when this entire field is finished, the contractor farm is on like minus 200 grand or something.
Oh, I got several millions to transfer.
Yeah, I think I will do the same thing once I have everything I need on my farm, and will just put it to the contractor, because the Doika stuff is expensive, and
Oh, and you still haven't
the
got the Anderson. Opala.
Let's just bankrupt the contractor. I mean, he isn't important or anything.
The bale collector, you didn't get the auto stacker, right?
no, doing everything with the loader.
I think some things are hard-coded to protect away brands. One things to look. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, stuff like that I don't think about too much, because when I entered this entire farm sim community, it was an entirely different climate. I mean, brands weren't that important, and decisions that Giants made really weren't based on what brands wanted, so it's not something I think about when I see something. But basically, it's not the first thing that comes to my mind when I think
Farming
of
Simulator. The only brand there was Fendt.
Yeah, there's a Fendt 930. Oh, I thought it was a Schukarton.
Yeah, pretty much.
But they kept the fence, the 716 up to FS19. The modders kept it alive.
Yeah. I don't think it was the same model.
Yeah, but I mean in 11 and 13, that it was definitely.
I don't know. I mean, for sure there were some conversions of like FS9 mods. I don't think there were any conversions of FS08 mods because the entire modding system changed between FS08 and FS09.
How long is the Fendt Xylon now in the game?
Yeah, basically FS09. That's when that one came out. So.
Yeah, and the GT 380.
Yeah, that's also FS09.
So.
I mean that to be honest, that GT doesn't look like FS09. It was way ahead of everything
Yeah.
when it came out.
The
back then.
SFM one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's
That was
basically it's a
beautiful
perfectly fine FS11 or even FS13 mod. It wouldn't.
But
wouldn't
still,
have.
there is a modder who looked at this tractor and said, "Oh, it's so FS11." I'm not sure who it was.
When Cayman's GT came out in FS19, I really first thought that it was based on this one. But
JDL,
That's
good
the
night.
sad part. The sad part is that there is so few things being rebuilt or built new for stuff that already exists. Well, a lot of things you really don't even have to look at it because you know that they just took some old mod, changed a few of the textures, added new wheels, and
What's with
it's
the
still based on
Kramer?
the same
What's
one.
with the Kramer on ModHub? It's a new model, right?
That's basically what I've done with the FAR combine.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you
it looks good, but I mean, you've
Yeah.
also added a few details and stuff. You didn't
Yeah,
just
and
texture.
Anso Male wasn't building low poly back in the day, so
Oh, and I mean,
there's also a few details already on this stuff.
der Eicher 3066. Weiß außerhalb von Deutschland eh keiner, was das für ein Teil ist. That thing was also when I started that model, I think it was still FS09 out.
vertu dich nicht.
And
Cat
when I
in the Desert.
finished it the first time, it was FS11, so it was released in FS11.
Cat in the Desert kennt den. So I think now
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
time
but
I will have a
basic-
break with the baling and we'll hop on to help Rainer a little bit collecting some bales.
Yeah, I think by the time we're finished with the field with raking and baling, I think we can all three load bales into the Anderson machine, and we still won't keep up.
I had to finish the first silo because for some reason I put up the Anderson the wrong way. I thought it would go the other way around, and so I ran out of space. But now I'm
What? On this field,
the
out
right
of
direction.
space? I thought it is endless. It feels endless.
Yeah,
But it's
well, you said to not set it up on this field, but on a neighboring field, and that is quite small.
Yeah, but in comparison, it only has to fit for the bales, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the tubes, you cannot stack them, right? They are always in a line. What I really like on the X wrapper is that you can put in different fill types and you can still separate them. If you put in crop windrow, it will stay crop windrow and be silage, and the next bale will be grass windrow or semi-dry. It really keeps the every bale as it.
So basically what you can do with MaizePlus, then you can put it in the order you would need for feeding and can
Yes.
just take it out.
You can make sandwich silage in a tube.
I would love to have a proper tube silage in Farming Simulator.
How is
with
this this restaurant
with a-
called? Where you got the sandwiches?
Subway?
Yeah, so it's basically a Subway X-Wrap. You have different mixtures in there. For every taste, you got one. I think it's quite interesting how it plays out. Oh no. Do I really? No. Giants, please bring back the Andersons for the square bales and for the foliage silage round bales. I hate Arcusin because it makes this high stacks. Oh, come on. Really?
That's why I stayed with the loader.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I mean for duck's brakes.
It's never duck.
The day the duck breaks. What? Holy moly. Holly molly. Komm, Paulus, schieb mal, zeig, was dein Bock so kann. Ja, my Bock can do Brathähnchen, grilled chicken.
I mean, at least the loader I took from your farm does 40.
Yeah.
40 kilometers per hour, so it's.
What's wrong with the PTO? Why doesn't the PTO connect? Let's see if it is really disconnected or. That was German for duck, right? Yeah. In German we say verdackte Geflügelente.
I think it's very nice that the Anderson X wrappers now work with MaizePlus.
Okay, it's working without PTO. Why? Oh, why? Okay. Love me tender, love me true. My PTO is stuck.
Missed the.
Someone was hopping in. I would say someone of you guys hopped into my Valtra because it's completely offset now again, or it is really that it does not get saved. I think it does not get saved, right? Schau dir mal die Weiten hier hinten weg. Hello everyone, any ideas how to reset my horse in FS22? It ran accidentally himself, of course, in the river and has... Yeah, well, I think if it is the same as it was in FS19, you just have to wait for it to come back, right? I didn't use horses that much, to be honest. I used the horse helper. And the only way I want to use horses is when we got finally the Pferdemetzger. I'm not sure. Mike, ich weiß echt nicht, wie das geht. Keine Ahnung. We haven't used horses that much, to be honest. We just used them to test for feeding. But that's all. Oh wait, there was on the back end of this field, there was a bale in the bushes. There is a horse in the river. Yeah, a horse in the river. And it is wet.
Ja, herzlichen Dank. Ja, schön.
Ja, ich weiß, Ohrwurm, ne? Da ist sie wieder, die Ente. There's the duck again. Oh, duck, why did you sing it?
Ist das ein Männchen oder ein Rüde?
Fury will know the way home.
Der Song ist auch mit 3 Promille immer noch schlecht. Also das geht so Lieder, die werden steigen im Alkoholgehalt besser. Und dann
Da steht ein Senffass am Flur. Yeah, of course. With DZP, it's always a mustard barrel. But now I forgot where the bale was in the bushes. There was somewhere.
on
did you?
the back end, I pulled it out.
Oh, okay. Nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you can move the bales in the tube.
I like to move it.
Yeah, I ditched it with the loader,
Oh.
the tube and the bale moved. That's nice.
Oh, oh, holy moly. I still don't know who had the idea of making this a grass field here.
I know.
Yeah, but you don't have to tell anyone. Please.
I think I know too.
You neither.
I also know who told you that is way too big.
Yeah.
I guess you have to. I guess you have to plow a part of it for the next season and to
Yeah,
plant something different.
I think it's now easier to plant and plow a square field on top of it into the grasslands as it was before, where I just saw part of it into a meadow. So I will make.
Very distinctively remember somebody saying that animals eat so much, they need all that grass.
Yeah, but when we keep the time always on half, they even with the increased
Yeah,
feeding.
I guess this will stop once September is here.
Yeah, and not only with the increased feeding. I mean, there's something that is called mixer wagon. Where the
really?
Where the feeding is at the moment a little bit offset. I mean, you don't care because you don't make any TMR. Rainer doesn't care because he doesn't use the mixer wagon because he uses the bale feeding. So, but I care, and Disturb cares because he has made a whole video on topics, and he can't release it because I said stop. We still have issues. Some guy called Paul. Yeah, of course it is always called Paul, the guy with the brain fart and the duck in the face. Din diddlin 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 bonanza. Din diddlin 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 din diddlin. Yeehaw. I'm lonesome Malta rider.
Have you brought some duct tape with you? I think I damaged some of the bales of the ramp. Okay, now
I can tell you that I didn't cry just not even one tear. Not even one teardrop when I killed the duck here on the castle. I drove over it by accident because they always are in front of your car when you come into the yard here, and they just whack and don't go that fast. And I said, well, if you're not fast enough,
okay.
and
Let's see if the loader can reach.
yeah, and they weren't fast enough. So basically, I just kill the
Oh
duck,
my
and
God.
I had duct tape under the car because it was very flat.
Oh.
And I'm not sure if this translates well.
Got quite a setup for a quite unfunny joke.
This is high.
Yeah, Mike, we're really waiting for the butcher for the horse butcher.
Don't throw it.
Which is the right button? I still.
Don't tip it. Don't tip it. Don't tip it. Whew.
And whoa! Holy duck! That was close.
Well, I think you need a new windscreen at least. And maybe unbend a few hydraulic rams.
Why?
Reattach a few hydraulic lines. Didn't you see it?
We're
No, nobody did see this.
we're in we're in Poland. There is always duct tape, and always fixed it with duct tape and twine.
Don't need new hydraulic hose, just put a bucket underneath.
So, Bonanza ist geklippt. Du, Dreizylinder deutst du, Dreifinger deutst du.
Weiß der Bauer kein Rad, nimmt das Rad. Oder Ballenschnur.
Oh yeah. And I'm so enjoying this map.
Could you please? No, I don't know if this.
Nur halb voll machen oder was?
No, 10 bales.
10.
I can't reach the 12. I can't reach the top one, and two bales at once is a bit tricky.
There's a
For the
saying. There's a
loader.
saying in German. Je höher je größer sie sind, umso tiefer fallen sie.
Yep.
So just push them. I mean, you cannot put double stacks into the wrapper, right?
Nope.
And it switches automatically into the wrapper, no matter how the directions of the bale.
No.
Isn't it? Du musst sie doch nicht gerade reinfahren, oder doch?
No. Whoa. Yeah, and two bales are a bit heavy, as you can see. Chef, ich hab Malheur.
I don't care. You can put 2 on the wrapper. Don't tell him stuff like that. Really?
Yeah, the problem is 2 bales are 12,000 liters, and the little Kramer doesn't like that much weight on at the front.
Oh. I'm sorry,
I
I
mean-
miscounted.
Things that have happened and stuff, but nobody saw it. So.
Well, I think in autumn I will plant wheat on here, and next year Sam can harvest it with Deutz Fahr. When he has been up for 68 hours with no sleep. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Probably. I mean, after 68 hours, I guess literally everything is interesting.
I mean, you would start right after you got to sleep, right? So that when you're at the end of the field, you are at 60.
Oh, yeah, well, that's probably not as fun then.
Yeah. Doing the same over and over again is quite not that funny. So I think I got all the bales on the other side. And
There's people crazy enough to do stuff like that, so. There's also people that use a little 3-furrow plow and
Well, Sven had over 500 bales on the MVP. I don't think we will get this far here.
I hope we don't get this far. I think people who are watching the stream since an hour and will come back in 2 hours and we are still bailing on the same field, I think they have a déjà vu or something like that.
It's very we are thoroughly testing the Anderson wrapper.
Yeah. Because we cannot test the mixer wagon.
Maybe we should have made some round bales too to test.
Oh,
the other one
but
as well.
disturb something to make for you to notice. This will be the release version of the feeding weight.
I think we should have made little bales.
Yeah, that was my first intention.
Yeah, but we can wrap them too.
Yeah,
That's why we need to test everything, right?
Yeah,
but who
yes,
would have driven with the auto stacker then? And I mean, you could have baled them. You can pick up your small baler and use your Zetor and
whoa.
I don't have a small baler.
yeah, we can rent them, or the contractor has maybe a baler.
Oh no, 2 bales are not possible.
And the stacker will take it too, so we could do that.
Not possible.
But the X wrapper doesn't take the bales, I think.
Well,
No, the
that's
X wrapper
bad.
doesn't, but we have to. Yeah, we had to use the special baler we will deliver with MaizePlus.
No, I mean this Accusinia won't take it, I think. No, it
No,
takes it.
We have to.
Nobody cares about
We have to.
mixer wagons,
We have to
right?
bundle them first, then it takes it.
Yeah.
Mixer wagons are so overrated.
What?
No, it's a Disturb making a joke.
I would
Because-
love to have a small mixer wagon that can fill itself, like the Triolier things.
Yeah, I think from our
well-
French friends, the Emily is not working properly at the moment.
I want a very small self-driving one.
Yeah, we got it. It's on the server already.
Did I say very small and self-driving?
Yep.
I meant very small and self-driving.
Yeah, you know the Emily from FS19?
This is a very small.
But I think we have to take a look into the Emily too, because it's not working properly. So maybe we have something wrong in the script that it doesn't get into the mixer correctly.
There's nothing wrong with the mixer wagon script. Absolutely nothing.
Normally with the self-driving mixer wagon, there is the fill unit 1 that picks the forage.
Yeah.
And with this, the fill unit 1 only gets horse hay and all that stuff from the shop. And there's fill unit 3 that gets all the mixing ratios, but the fill unit 3 is not the mixer. But it also...
Why does
Yeah.
it have 3 fill units?
Yeah, it has a bar in front where you can pick up the food spillage that is not in existence anymore. So I'm not sure if they made a mistake or maybe we have a little issue in the script. So we should use this next time for testing, just to have a look at it. Especially if they are making the trailer for us, so it would be nice to give them something back. Just to make sure that we have no issues in the script, right? So I think I picked up all bales, so I will put the tractor here for the moment. Oh, and the Anderson is still running. Nice. Yeah. 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 Everything I have to do in a running speed. It's quite interesting. Because of MaizePlus, I never used the X wrapper in FS19. because I never played without MaizePlus. Is the bale spike working fine?
No problems.
Okay. And how's your Kubota running, Sam?
No problems.
Not running out of diesel or something like that?
Not yet. Stuff doesn't use any diesel in FS.
With it being able to wrap the bigger bales, it's more interesting in this time. Yeah, I mean it's interesting anyways, because you can make mixed silage in there. You can put in clover, alfalfa. I mean when we release it, and whole crop silage, wet grass, semi-dry grass, conditioned grass. It will put it all in the order that you put it in there, and you can unpack it in that order too. So this is what it makes it quite interesting for me, that you can basically make your TMR needed stuff in the order that you need it. I think with I'm not sure if we kept it out or if you can make chopped maize bales with the square baler too. If you can, it would be a possible way to wrap it too. So you could put in chopped maize fermented, grass fermented, whole crop silage. So you had the whole palette of food that you need for the mixing. I think, and this is the difference between FS22 and FS19. I think in 19 it didn't separate. I mean, we couldn't get anything in there anyways, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Silly
There
me.
was only one bale type in FS19 for it, so
Because it was a DLC and it was not open to work on.
In my region, there are no mixer wagons. They're fed manually by hand. Every cow gets a different amount of power food. Yeah, you do this with the TMR too, because you got some transponders and they get basically a base amount of concentrates, and when they are in when they get milk, what? What the hell? How is this the milking dingens da? How do they call it?
milking,
Yeah, but it's not a milking stable, milking shed, whatever.
milking parlor.
Yeah, there will be a second amount of concentrate that they get there to their milk amount they put out. I mean, one farm where I was on when I was still learning back in the days, we fed them all with the fork. There was no mechanical food feeding, and I came back to this farm 10 years later, and they had a mixer wagon now, and the farm owner had 20 kilos plus because no handwork anymore.
I mean, that's pretty much the reason why I don't use a mixer wagon that often, because
Because you want
where
to get
I
slim,
grew
right?
up, no, where I grew up, there was only one farm out of 7 that used a mixer wagon, and that was the biggest farm. And where I lived for the past 10 years, all the different places, I don't think I ever saw a mixer wagon in real life. I mean, doesn't mean that they don't exist. Obviously, they exist in these areas here too, but most farms here are so small that they just feed by hand or front loader and not really have a mixer wagon.
I mean,
That's just not something I'm used to.
it started with the I don't know the English word for it again, Siloblockschneider.
No, they have that outside of like mainland Europe.
Yeah, UK they got it in UK.
Really?
They had it back in the days. a lot. And I think the UK was the first who put the this.
I think you translated just word for word. It's a block cutter.
Silo block cutter. Yeah, maybe it's called like that. They were the first to put it on telehandlers, and they were the first to had this charger on top, so that you just drove along the feeding trough and loosened it with the machine. And then they had from Stortmann rebuilt manual spreaders, who had a different spreader in the back with a closed system, basically like they use now for the white spreaders, where the Spindeln, Schnecken, Streuschnecken, keine Ahnung, wie das heißt, where they mixed it up. Yeah, where they mixed it up. So you put grass silage on the bottom of the manual spreader, and then some maize silage on top, and then some feed bed bit on top. And with going backwards to the spirals, it got mixed up and got thrown in the trough. That was way back in the end 80s, beginning of 90s. And now I'm feeling old again, because this is pretty much 30 years ago.
End 80s? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 90s.
Yeah.
It's sind 30 Jahre. It's the same amount of time that you have back to 1990 that you have to 2050. It's unimaginable, but it's a long time. Livestream. First thing I hear, Schneckenkorn. No, there was no Schneckenkorn. It was ich meinte die Verteilschnecke hinten beim Streuer, weißt du? Die Streuwalzen. Ich weiß nicht, wie das in Englisch heißt. And by the way, GBs, hello and welcome. Oh, I have to say, even in the English stream, I have to say Gabbis. Hello, GBs. GBs, yeah, right. For the English stream, I will call you GBs now. And when Modelleicher is there and is doing the FA stream, I will say GBs, as it belongs. And in my streams, I will say Gabbis. Okay? But I. So there's a lot of possibilities with the feeding, still not used in farm sim because of the capabilities of the engine and all that stuff. I think the first thing that would have to change is the heap system for the bunker silos, right? We talked about it a lot, Sam.
You mean with basically making different layers of silage?
No, I would start with making it possible to get some blocks out of it. To have yeah, so that when you can start making blocks out of the bunker silo, you would have the basic type of feeding that they had back in the days, that you would put the blocks on the feeding trough, and with a fork you would deliver it to the cow. I mean, otherwise, going way back, you wouldn't have any silage. But I think also the island, Great Britain, was very early into the silaging. I think
way back they had all the silage towers.
Yeah, the silage towers, and I think it was in on the island too, where they first started with the HD bales in a silo. Didn't you send me the video of?
Yes, that was me.
Yeah,
I think that I have watched a documentary about post-war Britain, and one part about farming basically was showing the new silage production ideas about making food more accessible and more like not as weather dependent. So I think that idea goes all the way back to maybe late 40s.
I think in those days here in Germany, they didn't use any silaging at all. The only silage that they used, as long as I know, is from beet leaves. Beet leaves. Also Rübenblattsilage. It was called patch here in the region. And because of the pieces of sugar beet on them, still stuck on them, they didn't even have to cover it because it fermented faster with the sugar than it would rot on top.
Yes, I'm here too. Hi.
Lami, good evening. Hello, hello,
I
hello.
think I think I have put in way over 50 bales now.
Only?
And but half the field isn't done yet.
Yeah, but half the field was a little lie because there's a big corner that Sam wasn't swathing yet. And this is why I think we have to put the grass stuff into the BGA so that you can go buy forage wagon and just sell it there. You want grass? Take my grass. I think this was my first and last cut grass. But I'm still very, very hyped for seeing how much the feeding amount now increased. So maybe in September I have to remow it again.
Maybe you shouldn't sell any bales before.
No,
a few days.
Yeah, no. I don't want to sell the bales, but I'm not sure if the amount will be enough for a whole year.
Next week, watch Paul non-stop driving to get some bales.
I mean, it would be no problem if I just could cut them open with the forage wagon, with the mixer wagon, right? So I can make the mixing here. But yeah, I will have to pick them. I mean, I have 3 cow husbandries, so there will be a lot of food going through the mouth. Disturb, thank you for hopping in. All the biggest hugs to your doggy. Have a good night. And hopefully next week we are that far that maybe you can make a new video, because I'm not sure if the old one will keep up. But I hope that we have fixed the issue until then. And it's just a multiplayer issue, yeah? So it's not singly for the single player.
Would be much easier to fix if it was a single player issue.
Yeah.
Multiplayer issues suck.
I'm really loving this tractor here. There's one thing missing in Farm Sim.
Only one?
Yeah, every time. I mean, it's a major one, but every time I was baling with the Valtra and the class baler, my girlfriend came up to the field and brought me some coffee and food and all that stuff. And it would have been around this time now, 5 o'clock in real life, because we would go on for a couple of hours more. And I'm still missing that. No one is bringing me food.
You know what I'm really missing when baling in Farm Sim? And why I never use square balers if I can use a round baler.
To cut them open and to whatever?
No, because the bales just come out of baler in a fluid motion.
Yeah, but at least
I hate that so much.
At least they fixed this in the FSL, in the Farming Simulator League. They fixed it.
They fixed what?
Oh no! Sorry, I thought you meant that they get stuck at the end, and then.
That means the animation.
Yeah.
It's just it's a very minor thing, but such a huge difference, in my opinion.
Yeah, but there is
how it feels.
there is the German saying, da trennt sich wieder die Spreu vom Weizen, ne? This is when you had to work on it and you had this constantly back forth for 16 hours a day. You really can enjoy having a fluent baling now when you do it in your spare time.
Yep, but there is no back and forth in FS anyway, because 60 frames aren't enough to be fast enough for physics. But just from a visual point of view, if you're going through the field and the bales are coming out in steps, it feels so much more realistic. And with more realistic mod back then, I mean, Dural even made it so the sound of the baler was synced to the animation, so the bales only moved when the sound actually, the plunger actually hit. So
okay.
that's that was just so much more immersive. And
oh, BGO, thank you.
He also implemented load changes when the plunger hits, but the 60 frames of Farming Simulator aren't enough to, like, really have that properly.
Okay. If I would watch this stream as a Giants developer, yeah, you know what I would take out of it?
No.
Well, I watched this stream and Modelleicher said basically when he wants to bale big bales, he wants the rubber banding back. Let's sink a little slower.
Please no.
Yeah, this is what I meant, because it's basically like rubber banding, right? This back and forth. I mean, I get you with the sound and animation sync. I didn't think of that, but the first thing that came into my mind, because it was the most annoying thing in real life on a baler, and no matter how big your tractor was in front of the big baler or how small the big baler was, even with the 1100 class quadrant, you had always this back and forth. It was so annoying.
I mean, back in FS15 I was working on a realism add-on before I then stopped working on it. No, it was FS17 and then more realistic came out. And I did do the bales or the balers first, because that was the one thing that really annoyed me. And I had a round baler basically working, so it the power requirement got more as the density of the bale increased and stuff like that. But I also worked on a square baler, and I couldn't get the animation to properly work. I wasn't that far ahead, but I did get the load increasements to work, and with all the smoothing going on, it didn't really work. But I had changed a few things and how the load was calculated in FarmSim, and it was really frame rate dependent then, but on 60 frames you could really hear the load of the tractor increase with each hit of the plunger. And I mean, it's not really possible to do that actually, because in reality frame rate isn't always 60 frames and you need smoothing and stuff, but I absolutely loved that. And I just drove up and down fields testing that script and enjoying that, and being sad that that isn't really possible.
That was the way that was the time before you knew us. Right now, with every release of a farm sim, you first go to the manual transmission and then to MaizePlus.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with FS17 was that Mowgli did convert gearbox add-on at the second day after release, so the first beta was on GitHub the second day after release, so I didn't have to worry about transmission. So I could worry about other things.
And Seasons was a mod you never knew that you missed it?
Yeah, that's not actually true, but that is true.
Yeah, I mean, you always said that you wanted some seasonal system in FS, but I mean, Seasons really topped everything that we expected.
Yeah, I mean, I to be honest, with all the stuff I knew about FarmSim and modding and scripting, I wouldn't have imagined that it was possible. All the things they included, a lot of the things they included in FS17 Seasons, I if somebody came up to me and asked me, is that possible, I would have said, no, probably not. They really went all out, and I think surprised most people. I mean, even Giants, obviously, because they said so, whatever that means. But yeah, so in that sense, we did miss it before we had it. But I think a lot of people, not just me, missed seasons in its core, as they wanted a certain rhythm to planting and growing and harvesting. And I know for basically ever when we played on multiplayer, we did that. We had more or less a calendar going, and we were doing all the work as if it was that year or that month. And
yeah, what are you doing?
We played with seasons without seasons.
What are you doing?
Anyway.
Well, I'm harvesting barley. And you? Oh, well, I'm harvesting sugar beet. And you? Well, I'm planting. Yeah, that was really annoying for me too.
Yeah,
coming out of the realistic farm.
We never did it like that. We always made sure that we knew which month we were on, and that we knew which things we can do, and talked about. I basically made plans of what we would do next, and so that it always felt like realism, and also that the map always looked realistic, because the fields and stuff, it always grew at the same time and was planted at the same time, so there was never really a stuff harvest ready wheat standing while we in theory had winter or something like that.
When I mean one topic that we scratched before, but that came up right at the moment. Now I'm looking the way I'm looking now at the tractor. Consoles, PS4. We said it was 2013. 2013 was FS13.
Yes.
Can you imagine, or can you remember anyone imagining the graphics quality that we have now and the details that we have now being possible in this game with the amount of modifications and all that stuff?
Yes and no. I mean, people were always ranting. I mean, it's the same these days still, but people were always ranting about the engine, and I mean, that is nothing new. Back in FS13,
Yeah.
people were still ranting like, Giants, get a proper engine, this one sucks, graphics are bad, other engines are better. So in that sense, I think a lot of people didn't imagine that this engine can do graphics like that.
I mean, with on top all the growing systems and all that stuff that is going in the background. I mean, that Unreal Engine or whatever is not capable of. Yeah, this is what I meant.
I mean, I think people who are more in depth into game development and shading and the graphical side of things, they pretty much knew how bad Farm Sim was optimized back then, and they knew that there is a lot of optimization that is still possible. And they also said so. So I mean, people who really could take a look at the shaders that were that were in the game, and how that they were coded. And I mean, they are still bad performance-wise. I can't say that personally, because I have literally zero clue about shaders. I have no idea. But talking with people who do have a lot of knowledge in that field, apparently there are quite a few instances of how Giants program the shaders that are considered very bad for performance. So there's still room for improvement even now.
Yeah, but
now there was a lot of improvement, obviously.
But now it has to work on consoles that are 10 years old. Yeah, that's what I meant. Back in the days, no one thought of having this graphics, and now they are forcing it on consoles that old. And this is what I'm always saying, that I mean, you say too that if we hadn't had the consoles, we wouldn't have at least the small amount of optimization they made. Yeah, because PCs you can always update if it's not running. Nevertheless,
it basically forced Giants' hands. They had to
yeah.
improve stuff, because there's literally no other way to get it on consoles.
But
I mean, obviously on consoles there is also testing going on. I mean, Giants can pretty much do whatever they want. They can make a game, they can release it on PC. There's no instance of like checking if stuff is properly made and if it fits certain criteria or anything. It's basically everything. Well, everybody can do whatever they want, but if you put your game on consoles, there is testing going on from Sony or Microsoft, and they're saying, yeah, well, no, that's too much, and we need this change and that change. So
yeah, but still,
then definitely.
But I'm really not happy about still not happy about the part that they focus so much on consoles, because why does the engine still not scale up with better hardware? You still have no use of the best hardware you have in a PC because you cannot crank it up more.
Yeah, I think that is one of the things that is related to how there is still a lot of bad code, or not necessarily bad code, but how there's still a lot of optimization possible in a lot of the graphical side of
necessary,
of
not even
FS,
possible.
So that even if you have a hardware that can run certain things really fast, the code just isn't up to it. And I mean, one issue of course is that Giants isn't a game engine developer company or anything like that. I mean, they are, because they developed their own engine, but they did it out of nothing, and the guys responsible for that are still the same guys right now. And I think there is certain limitations in knowledge or in learning new things that is just limiting the speed of development. I think with each new farm sim and each new engine version and new stuff implemented, I think that is basically stuff that they learn. The developers, the main developers that work on the core of the engine, they basically learned that stuff and then they implemented it, and it's basically improving as they learn. So it's more related to that maybe, and not really to like time or money or anything. I mean, of course it's related to money, because they could just hire some engine developers or some like people who are really well with graphics and shaders and stuff like that, who bring that knowledge to the company. I don't know if they have anybody like that. As far as I know, all the core stuff is still made by Stege.
And Amman too, or?
Yeah, I don't know how much of the programming is done by Amman. I think
there were
Amman is more.
Yeah.
Oops.
I would have thought that Amman is more on the side of marketing and planning and basically the business end, and Stege is more of the programming end. But I'm not sure.
But back in the days, they were all three programmers, weren't they?
Yeah, I think to a certain degree they are all three programmers. I mean, when they started, they started out of nothing. They created the engine as I think a university project or something like that.
Yeah, they wanted to have a game where you can drive a tractor on the computer. That was the way they started.
Yeah, not even. The engine, they started creating the engine. If I remember correctly, it was a university project. Maybe it was not university or school related, but it was some sort of project where they had or wanted to create this engine. And while they created it, they were thinking about what to do with it. What's the point of creating an engine if you don't have a game? And that's where the idea of we want to drive a tractor came up. As far as I remember, they first were onto creating an engine, and then they had the idea with tractors. So that's why the first engine had a lot of weird stuff in it. The first version in FS08, there were things in there that were like suited for FPS shooters and stuff like that, because back then they didn't really know where the engine was going to, and they basically just made a default engine for like a default shooter first person game in the beginning, and then they reworked it and added stuff for farm sim. And I mean, it's still the same people, right? Like, who developed that back then and who had that as their like university project or anything. That's still the same people responsible for all the graphics and stuff right now, as far as I know. I don't know, maybe they fired some really knowledgeable like DirectX graphics guys or something. I don't know, but last I heard it was still mainly DG and possibly Aman then.
Yeah.
I wanted to answer a question of or a comment of GBS offline for a long time now. He said I miss an older square baler like a class quadrant 2200. It's basically impossible to make big bales on a farm with older tractors. The balers from 4D modding on his page. The smaller D100 and D800 can drive with like 80 horsepower.
Yeah, and they are compared to the 1100 quadrant from the bale's size.
Yeah. And unfortunately, they have a really stubby, short, whatever Dexel is called.
No,
Drawbar.
But it fits. It fits with.
Yeah, in reality there are two different versions. You can have a longer and a shorter drawbar.
No, I mean now in 19 it was without this restriction it was impossible to use. But now with the restriction even, it worked on. I used them on the Valtra, and without touching, it came around the corners and it fitted.
Yeah, but it's still the short version. So yeah. I think most of these balers sold in Germany had the long version, because I think the short version was made for like UK drawbars that stick really far out. Or drawbar attachments. I don't know.
No. Hitches in the UK are not far out. Hitches in the UK are very short.
So that's why I have no idea why he built it that way, and why I have no idea why when I look at pictures online that when I look for German results, there's always the long drawbar, and when I look for international results, both versions are.
Yeah, because he's an Irish guy in America, and in America they have these long hitches.
So maybe you say he built the American version.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could make sense. Yeah. So, anyways, that's unfortunately a bit of a limitation that it doesn't work with all tractors. But other than that, that's a good baler. But the big one, what is the big one? D1100 or something? The really big one?
No, it's a Heston.
Yeah.
Heston, whatever.
Isn't there a New Holland version of it too, like in the configurations? Anyhow,
Heston,
that's not.
And it is as Heston Old, Fiat Agri.
What's the horsepower requirement of that? It's not that much either. It's still workable with old.
Yeah, 135.
Yes, so it's a huge baler from like the size of it, but it's not like the new class balers and New Holland balers where you literally can't start without having like almost 300 horsepower.
Oh, he increased it. 95. It's now on the small New Holland. It was less.
What is is that the D800? Yeah.
Yeah, this is the 1000. Yeah. That's the same.
So. What? Yeah, but I mean, in farm sim you don't need the horsepower requirements anyway. So I think with an 80 horsepower tractor it'll still be fine.
Yeah, but the problem is the way Giants change the bales, because those are not anymore the 120 by 70 by 240. These are now the 80 or 90 in height. Those are no realistic bales for example, for this baler here. Because I think this baler makes the same as the 2200 quadrant, the 70 height, 120 width, and 240 long, and now they have made all these bales much bigger because of, I think the Krone baler is the only one that has originally these bigger bales. I don't think we have any of the old bales, of the old square bales in the shop. But if you compare those to the FS19, they are much bigger now. And this is why all the balers need so much more power at the moment.
Yeah, but the power requirements are realistic. I mean, the class baler you have right now, I don't know, but you can't drive that with under 250 horsepower, right?
The class
in real life.
The class baler, the 1200, the first one that came out. We drove it with an 856.
I'm talking about
wait,
you're filing with right now.
Case IH. Then it went up to 100 horsepower with the same baler because you shored up your engine with not enough horsepower. Then the 2200 came out and it was driven by 100 to 120 horsepower to make it stable going. And those were the 120 by 70 by 240 bales. Now the bigger ones do not need necessarily more power when you do straw or hay, but when you do silaging you can double the amount of horsepower you need. Not only to need the power to go further, but you need the power to be strong enough to withhold the force that comes back from the baler, the force that you are missing, the back forth. Yeah. So realistically, it depends. It's always a depends. If you have the high pressure baler from Krone that makes I think the Heston has the same amount of height and width. I think they are 120 or I think they are 120 wide and 130 or 140 in height. You can easily use a 300 or 400 horsepower tractor and get him on its limits. It all depends.
I mean, they've put so much more pressure into bales these days, right?
Yeah.
So the size of the bale itself doesn't really matter for how much horsepower you need. It's all about how much pressure you put into the bale.
Yeah, it's depending on the force that you need when. I mean, you're a technic guy, so imagine you have to move how it is called. Weißt du, wenn du den Kolben und die Kolben und die Kurbelwelle bewegen musst, hast du immer ein Gegengewicht.
Yeah,
Diese Schwungmasse, the swinging mass or whatever it is called.
Flywheel.
Yeah, you have to power this, and you have to be prepared when it's hitting the straw or the silage. Yeah.
Yeah.
The forest.
I mean, due to how they are made, they have like a 1-ton flywheel on these balers these days.
Yeah. So the more you increase the pressure, the more you increase the force that the whole tractor engine and the power stuff has to take in.
I mean, when one lonely farmer bought his what was this 1280 crop cutter, BB 1280, it had I don't know, like 500 kilo or 1-ton flywheel, and it had a hydraulic motor who helped assist the startup of the baler, because with a PTO alone you couldn't get the flywheel moving, and like you got the flywheel moving first for like 50 RPM or so, and then you engaged the PTO. This crazy stuff.
GBs, yeah. The only reason I'm switching fast to German when I don't know to describe it is because I want to keep the flow up. Because Sam is a very fast speaker when it goes into technical stuff, and he has much more knowledge about technical pronouncing, and so it's much easier to go to German, and maybe he knows the translation to get it faster going, instead of me stumbling for 5 minutes and Sam then says, yeah, it's this word. This is why
but just to probably notice, and some others too, I have a hard time translating stuff if I hear a German word, and I might know the English word well and I might have used it often, but doing a direct translation, like being put on a spot, it's just my brain doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So there's probably maybe still faster, but I don't think I'm easily finding the right technical terms for a one-to-one translation.
We have to work on our technical English, especially for the English streams. I mean, the best example was the rake at the beginning of the stream, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's just stuff that never comes up or you never really think about.
Now, 2 hours later, I would say it's a 4-rake. Yeah, it's a 4-rake liner.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I need to do some googling or stuff, but it's usually stuff like that is really hard to find out because you can't just put in Kreisel and Google Translate and it will say the right word, because stuff like that is used in you can't literally translate those things.
But what you can translate very well is our MaizePlus and the PDF. It will come in, I think, 6, 7, 8 different languages up front, the release of MaizePlus. So you guys can go into all the depth and learn, because only if you get everything right, you will get a download key for MaizePlus.
By the way, I think you have really written MaizePlus on the license plate of the Kramer.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I know.
on the Arcosine there.
I know. Everything else is now with an L. Yeah, I know. You don't have to point this out. I already know.
Bird says that disc with the arms holding the tires might even be called a carousel. Yeah, I've seen
Not that I did. I have to rewind. I said it.
I mean, thinking about that, I still would. Well, now I forgot about it. Just said it.
I said raking carousel, and it's the same with the milking carousel. But in German, the milking carousel also heißt Melkkarussell und nicht Kreisel.
Yeah, well, from watching farm vlogs and stuff, as far as I know, the usually Melkstand is a milking parlor, and is also at the same time the room where the milking stuff is in.
Ja, aber das Melkkarussell, das ist ja auch, ne?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's way too big for your farming. But it would be funny if you are working in a milking carousel and you had to feed them manually. You had to go to every cow and run with them around to feed them. You little cowie, come here. I think it would be fun.
I still think it might be rotors. 2 rotor rake, 1 rotor, I don't know.
I mean, there would be a really big sense to it, because you have the raking rotors and you have the raking now I forgot it again. Drums, right? So it would make a lot of sense to put it in.
And then of course there are the rakes with the raking wheels, the those with the little spikes on the end.
Yeah.
It's obviously another issue, that the difference between American and English is huge when it comes to like specialty terms and farming equipment and stuff like that.
Oh, to be honest, back in the days, I would say 20-30 years ago, I was working as an office manager for amusement games. Yeah, for this leisure, and I was completely fluent in technical English for this part. But only as I started with Farm Sim, I learned the farming stuff in English. I never heard of it before. It just started then. I never ever made any attempt to learn it before. So everything that I can translate now from German into English with farming is just because of Farm Sim and the English community. Because back in the days I was playing Battlefield, yeah. So there was nothing with farming. There was military shoutouts. That was all. So yeah, I really started getting it with Farm Sim.
I mean, from like, I don't know, 2010 onwards, I watched a lot of One Lonely Farmers videos. I stopped watching at some point because he just keeps making the same videos and no increase in quality or anything. And these days there are a lot of better farm vloggers out there, but a lot of the farming related English knowledge I have is basically from watching his videos. So it's all very Americanized, and probably even local to the area where he is in, because just like in Germany, where different farming equipment has very different names in different areas of the country, it's probably not any different in the US or Great Britain.
Combine bird. I think the German and the French part of the company was Premier Lozier, and I think it was in London. It was this leisure, because we went to London to Sundown Park on the last Hong Kong days there. We visited our co-workers, and I think in London it was called this leisure. Yeah. So basically, I was working in Germany for Premier Lozier. It's basically the French translation for this leisure. Not to be confused about he's huge leisure, or how is it? Wie hieß der nochmal? Der Schauspieler?
Heath Ledger.
Yeah, not to be confused with them. So there's the Sega Rally and all that stuff, all the amusement game stuff. That was quite fun. And I mean, that was the first time I really met a British guy in Britain, in London. He was always a funny guy, and we spoke, and he said, hey, you know, I'm learning German too. I got some videos to learn. Videos, I don't know if you guys still know what videos are. on cassettes, yeah. And he said, yeah, I got some German ones, and they're very good. And I said, yeah, come on, tell me something on German. And he said, yeah, well, yeah, oh, yeah. And I straight knew what videos he was watching for learning German. So it was not a technical one. You used to work for a leisure machine company? Wow, great. Now tell me, how old are you, Combine Bird? I don't think if we have the same age, maybe you and I. I'm not sure if I'm sure, but I think I'm sure. We bailed everything! Also ich würde jetzt aussteigen und dir die Hand geben, Sam, ne? Also... I should shake hands now with the Sam, because we bailed the last bail. Be the big 50 later this year, Paul. Oh, okay, so we are at the same age. So maybe we know each other and don't know that we know each other. It was in wait. It was somewhere around the beginning of the 90s. Yeah, it has to be 90, maybe 92, 93, somewhere around that time span. That would be a big hit if we both knew each other and we didn't know that we know each other. I mean, if you are not the guy who learned German by FSK 18 videos, probably we met already. That's when I was in. Till 2000. Wow. A small world we are living in. Have you been with this leisure on the last Hong Kong days on Sundown? Because that's where we met first. Mark English, you just turned 60. Congratulations. I hope, I really hope that I am still capable of playing Farm Sim when I'm 60 in 10 years. I hope we
just tip over, man.
I think I hope that we still have a gaming monitor in front and not VR. Because playing Farm Sim with VR, I don't think I would get it. No. Sundown, you don't know Sundown horse race? The horse race track in isn't it in Wimbledon? It's around London. the Sundown horse race track. There were the last Hong Kong days. I'm not sure when they did the last time the Hong Kong days. Yeah, Sundown, right. So, and when you look up in Google when there have been the last time the Hong Kong days, that was the day I was in London. And I never forget about the British cab driver. We were sitting in this big fat cab. He was driving through London, and then suddenly there were two poles in front of us, and it was so tiny, so close, and we just looked at it, and he didn't slow down. And 2 meters before, he shouted, "Breathe!" And we all and he said, "Well, thank you, now it fitted." It was so funny. I like the British humor. That's why I like Ricky Gervais so much. So now we do Rainer Irrsinn stream here. Can you explain what you are doing and how it is working, Rainer?
Oh, just putting bales in the machine.
No, I mean while you're doing it, because I really didn't use it in that amount of bales. So you just put the bale down and it snaps, or do you have to do anything?
Yeah, you put the bale somewhere around the trigger, the thing is, and as soon as you're out, it changes and begins to rub.
Oh, this is funny because I always try to push it.
Drives itself.
I always
forward.
try to push the bale to the other bale in front, but it makes it completely automatically.
I first thought I have to load it from the other side. Yeah, but doesn't make sense. Just makes sense to make it that way.
Oh boy, the wheel loader is dirty.
Yeah.
Sam, you could have.
About 2 hours I've put on the wheel loader.
Oh, Sam
I could have done what?
No. I meant you could have brought the tether, the windrow to the farm. But what you're doing now is much more important, of course. I just forgot.
I found the windrow here. I will leave it here. I mean, I was nice enough to put it on the end of a field that's closer to your farm already. So I think I deserve some points for that.
Yeah, you pretty much deserve every point I can give you. Because
I wouldn't say that.
No. For this instance, of course. Because with the last bales, I just forgot about the bales that are still laying there. I was so happy. I really. Oh, hoppala.
Whoop.
Hoodly hoops. Still missing the English word for it.
And that's a lot of silage on a very compact space, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's more compact than bunker silo, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
I mean, each bale has 6,000 liters.
Yeah, 10 bales are already the small. It has 60,000, right?
Well, I don't know.
Your small bunker silo.
I think I've put over 100,000 liters in there already. Huh?
He's doing it because he can. We are not doing it because we want to. We are doing it because it's hard. No, I never. Oh, look at the deer. The deers there. They are looking and watching what you're doing. Hello, dear. No, I couldn't imagine that we were really capable of baling the whole field today. I thought that.
Why not?
Yeah, because it's a lot. It's a lot. It's really a lot compared to what we achieved yesterday. It's a lot.
Well, I mean, I was combining with like, what is it? 1 meter 80 wide or something?
2.5.
Really?
Yeah.
didn't really feel like that. Well, but at least for like half the stream, though. I mean, bigger machines, faster work.
Yeah, but also bigger fields.
I guess I dream
Yeah.
about I dream about loading bales tonight.
Oh, it's quite easy. You just have to reimagine the loading of the bales when you go to your refrigerator.
And I'm hungry too.
Yeah, me too. It remembers. I remember a little bit. I don't know. I think there's no translation for it. But Buku-Käse, the Buku cheese. You
Cream cheese. I think it's cream cheese.
Yeah, but Buko, they are very special. I think now they
Yeah,
are,
Buko is a brand.
yeah, and I think it is not out there anymore. It's rebranded now. But there were small squares in the package that you could unpack. I mean, it was the size of a matchbox, or even smaller. And me as a child, I always got one to eat. So, and this remembers, I remember eating that by every bale that you stack in there.
Too good.
Wow. Okay, let's see what the cows used. Oh. Okay. Interesting.
What's interesting?
Well, they used quite a lot. Even with halftime. I think I will go and mow some more. Wow.
I will start to mow when we're in September. I
Wow.
will do some silage,
Wow.
and I'm really looking forward for maize silage, corn silage.
So, well, let's have a look. We have 5 o'clock. It was 2 o'clock. So 3 hours back. In game, 3 hours back. Yeah? When I fed them with 12 or 13,000 liters of food. And I still have 3,000. So 10,000 liters for 3 hours. That's quite an amount of food they ate. Don't you think so? And I only have 45 cows. The others don't have any food. And the horses, of course, have still
Why?
a lot.
What? Whoa.
Funny.
Whoa.
I think if we change the tractor that Sam has to the big one here, and I take the front loader, we can do double stacking. Sam, if you want to, you can stack. I will use my big one for the trailer then. Any interest?
You think that the wrapper is fast enough for two?
Yeah. It is. It really is.
So why not?
It only wraps half a bale when you put it in, because it leaves some space for the next one.
I think Sam didn't get the memorandum for only 5 bales on top of each other.
Yeah, I made the thing full. Also when I
What?
drove it.
You said 12 bales. I put on 12 bales.
Yeah. No, he said 10 bales to me.
Yeah, 12 is okay. It's when it's a full Akkusin, it's a top bale. The Kramer can't reach.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Full Alcusin is 14 bales, and I put on 12. That's at least what I
I
heard.
guess, and
Like
I guess
an
now
hour
that-
back or something.
Now that you're with a regular front loader, I guess I have to take.
Yeah, you have to take
2
the
bales.
tops off.
Yeah, and he
'Cause
has no back
we need the
weight.
we need the class Scorpio for this.
What?
Yeah, the class Scorpio has about 10-meter height reach something.
220 per
It's
cow. How
amazing.
long did it take? 3 hours. Bijo. It took 3 hours. So it's I think the food amount is now very good. I think it's really realistic now. Because I have no hair left on my head, so they ate it all. Oh, come on. Did you go into the corners first, Sam? For picking the bales?
No.
I
Okay.
think the Valtra needs a heck of
Yeah.
a weight in the back.
Really.
Yeah, there's
really need
still
one.
there's still one weight lying at the contractor at the dealership. It's a red one. It's a
Yeah,
barrel
that's
weight.
mine.
Yeah, so you
But
can
like 400 kilos or something. I'm not sure if that's enough.
yeah you can try it. I mean you can
Yeah, I will.
yeah you can change it to your Zetor then when we are ready, so you don't have to go twice to the dealership. My thought on it. Oh, holla die Waldfee. I think I have to drink some beer. I'm missing the bales. How we are doing? We are doing fine. We baled the last bale and now we are wrapping them. Or you I can put you I can give you also another weight so you can I will drop a weight at the dealership so you can put one weight in the front and one in the back, so you should be there. So you got your weight here on the field and one in the back. Should work. Because this is something I'm still missing. I think I don't have any weight at my farm to start with.
For some reason I can't attach that small weight.
Your small weight, not or
Yeah.
or mine.
Mine, I can't attach it.
But you
Um,
could use my
yeah.
rake, so
I don't know. I mean, it's your tractor, my weight. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe.
but it was your tractor and my rake.
Yeah, maybe you need to give. Maybe I need to give you contractor access in order for my equipment be able to attach to your tractors. I don't know.
Yeah, try it because you got contractor.
Too late. I'm already back on
Back on track. Back on.
my way to the field.
Wow, this looks nice. This Valtra looks really nice. I give you both a little bit more space. I will put one heap here, so one can take the bales here. You missed about the whole stream, just got it. Well, I would say that at the beginning of the stream there was raking, baling, stacking, and wrapping, and now we are ready with baling, but the raking and raking is ready too. So you didn't miss that much. Only the topics we spoke about, and they were quite technical. So maybe you'll rewatch the stream.
Basically, we spent the whole stream on this field.
Yeah. So there are no more bales in the bushes.
Yeah. Go the other way around.
Let's go into the corner. I think I picked up all in the corners here too. Did I mention that I love Valtra?
A couple of times.
It's the only reasonable tractor to drive with the original G29 wheel at the moment. Because Valtras have very small steering wheels. I really think I got all bales now. I mean, we got all bales now. I think there's none left. The good thing is it doesn't take 10 minutes to drive around this field when you go with 50.
Hey Dad, I'm hungry. Hey hungry, I'm dead. I'm really hungry now.
Yeah, I'm also the angry Hungarian that is hungry. But the good thing is today I had to clean the biomass heater plant again, and it wasn't that bad today, so I don't have to cough the whole time, and that means I can eat as much as I want later on. But I still have to cook, and I have no interest in cooking. But oh, here's still quite a spot that I can mow, because we don't go that high up here. But I think you can put one row on the right and one row on the left, and so it won't be that.
Whee!
So you are both now going for this for the right bale stack? No, okay. I
just have to take the tops off of every new stack, because if Sam's front loader doesn't reach that high.
Well, funny that you didn't say it in German.
What?
Because Sam has a short one. But it's technically my tractor, so I got the short one. You young guys, you are quite in your moisture. I have no clue if it gets lost in translation, or if it's just bad translation or whatever, but I don't care. I'm enjoying myself at the moment so much, and the game. So baby Gabby, what's up with your small one? Everything
That sounded wrong.
What? No, you know that he became father, right?
Yeah, I know.
So I will never forget when I was so proud that my son slept through the night through, and when a good friend of mine said, well, I could kill your dreams because it will stop when he gets teeth and all that stuff. Yeah. I cannot remember sleeping any night through the first 1.5 years after that. But the good thing is when you watch it with a decade of years between and in perspective, it you won't miss it. I am really
Oh.
loving it.
Oh, wrong button.
That's what she said.
I'm driving in crab steer more.
Oh. Yeah, that's not the best
Looks
thing.
a bit odd.
Oh, in Discord.
I know that the Karma is an older model, but I still like it.
But I think it's not the worst of the older models because this is not obvious that it's an older model. I think I would say.
Is it from 17?
It is from 17.
Yeah, but it's a good one.
I think it's obvious, but
Yeah,
that's just me.
For anybody who's watching it now who thinks he got bad vibes from Modelleicher, we in our team get the same bad vibes, and we don't care because we want to know his opinion on stuff, and only for 2 minutes we think, fuck you. Duck you.
So I'm the one that made you swear in stream today?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Totally. Always.
Bring the swear jar, please.
Oh. Fehler. YouTube empfängt nicht genügend Videodaten, um eine flüssige Streaming ohne Zwischenspeicherung gewährleisten zu können. Was soll das denn jetzt schon wieder?
Huh.
Wie kommt das denn?
Internet kaputt.
Oh ja.
You broke it.
My Kilobits, meine Kilobits gehen von 6.000 auf 10.000. Ich habe aber Lost Frames gerade im Moment. Was kann ich denn da machen? Einfach mal nicht. Okay.
Amazing that a reloader can get so dirty by just stacking bales.
Oh wei, also wenn ich hier diese Szene, wenn ich hier alle uns Fahrenden hier zeige im Stream, dann sagt mein PC oder meine Grafiker oder was auch immer oder meine Internetleitung, sag mal, bist du eigentlich bescheuert?
Oh, the first time I don't have constant 60 frames on the map since we started playing multiplayer.
Family friendly? Yes, ducks are very family friendly. Donald Duck, Daisy Duck.
Ducks are delicious.
Yeah, and they are delicious. Even Goosebumps are family friendly. But sometimes the feeling you get when you're playing Farm Sim is not that family friendly. Yeah, it's really when I'm in the third person outer cap.
I think when I have filled my 2 bunker silos I have on the farm here in the game, I think I will do some Anderson wrapping with round bales for the rest of my silage stuff.
Okay, I got a baler wrapper combination.
Because I can move the bales as long as they're not wrapped. I can move the bales with a normal bale spike, and can wrap them close to my farm and just. I don't have to worry about. Ja, was ist das englische Wort für Zange? Grab? Nee.
Cramp.
I
Oder?
don't know.
Grapple, würde ich jetzt mal sagen.
I don't have to use the.
Der Dreifinger-Deutz wieder. Ein Dachs. Was willst du jetzt mit einem Dachs? Who said ducks? We said ducks, not ducks.
We're nearly done.
Ist Zange nicht Cramp? Cramp.
Nö.
Bist du sicher?
Ja.
Is it a bale grab? Eine Ballenzange?
Possibly, yes.
Yeah, that would be a huge advantage if I don't have to use one of those.
Okay, Zange ist Tongs. Keine
Yeah,
Ahnung.
but I think it's only the small stuff here you use for the for small.
Pliers ist Zange, Kombizange, Kneifzange, Beißzange. Forceps
Yeah,
ist
pliers.
Zange, Tongs ist Zange, Brennschere, Lockenstab.
I think giants called the stuff grab in the XMLs and so.
Und Claw ist Klaue, Kralle, Schere, Zange, Nagel, Klaue. Also,
Could be a bale claw.
Yeah, the grabby stuff for silage bales. The grabby thingy. Oh, silage
Nipper,
bales.
Zange. But Claw, Cramp, whatever.
Grabby thingy.
We had the Mixie, we had the Curly, we had the everything.
Whirly.
Hey guys, you missed breaking up the pipe, the tube. So we have to do more grass silage now to make it even, because the inner monk is speaking.
I'm still amazed how compact this is for the amount of silage that is in those tubes.
Oh.
I think we're scratching 100 bales.
How many, or what was the amount of money that the contractor had before we started?
Something in a million, in the region of 1 million.
Yeah, it's now with
And then I bought the Anderson.
Ah, okay. Because it's at 955, so it's not that much money it lost.
It's done. So then we do this.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You guys still there? Ein Silo ist im Englischen Clamp. Oh ja, right. Silo war Clamp. Claw ist das andere. It is because I am hungry. We are all hungry. Is the stream still on? You guys still can see us?
Yes.
Okay, now I have to really pick
Yes,
which machine I take first to the farm. Because Three Finger Deutz is still in the stream.
Guess I take this one with me and drop it off at the farm shop.
Our 3-cylinder power is called Three Finger Deutzi now. And he's always reminding me that I have to keep my farm in order.
I believe Sam is counting bales.
Of course, he's Schwab.
Was this cost?
Do you know how much I worked for you? And I did get nothing out of it. Sam, what shall we do when we...
With the drunken sailor?
Yeah, with the drunken mixer wagon. You wanna...
148.
Wow.
148 bales.
148 is exact the amount of money I have to pay for the electric company for last year. Meine Nachzahlung.
888,000 liters of silage.
Wow.
That would be a huge silo clamp.
Yeah, so my cows will only need 2 weeks to get rid of it.
That remains to be seen how long it takes.
I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to have some bulls for meat production and not cows with titties, but we still don't have them. But this is how you make out of grass burgers. So the next stream I can really harvest my oat.
Next stream I will do some mowing and
You will do it in the evening? Still in the evening?
Nah, I think if we have I will start when we have slept.
Okay.
I'll still need to rake and bale my hay in the next stream.
Why wait?
Preferably in August.
Why wait?
Because I wanted to do that on stream and not off camera.
We can switch stream. The same we wanted to do yesterday, but you kept on streaming. Tired as.
I think I will go now and find something to eat.
Yeah, let's find some ducks. Some pretty.
Okay, then on Sunday you want to do your hay.
Yes.
I can help. Rowing up and stuff with my little one rotor thingy.
I too have a little one rotor thingy, so
Um,
both
Yeah,
use our little one rotor thingies.
Yeah, I guess you have some smaller fields.
Yeah,
So
too
we
small.
can start in different fields and
I'm not quite sure at the moment. Today was planned playing on Compston. I swapped that. On Friday, so tomorrow, there will be on the Old Balleron with Robert, if it's still possible. I still haven't talked to him. And on Saturday, I will do on Spring. Yeah, would fit. Yeah, okay. So no one touches this safe, so to say. So we will still be in August, but it will be yeah, late afternoon.
I might want to like add 1 or 2 or 3 hours, so we're in like 1 or 2 p.m. because I don't know what the lighting is doing on this map, but it usually gets dark really early,
Yeah.
and streaming in the dark isn't fun at all.
Okay, so I can pick up my stuff now with no hurry, and you will add some hours to the save game.
Yeah, but just make sure it doesn't get September.
No, it's just 10 minutes. I'm just picking up the stuff from the field now. I mean, you can help if you want to.
your loader is tired. It has laid itself on the side.
What?
Kind of obvious it had to stack so many bales.
Yes. Way.
The crazy Reiner killed my wheel loader.
No, still works.
Yeah, on
Not
site.
that yet, just tired.
On
Do
the
you
side.
have a cleaning device somewhere on your farm?
Not yet, because
Okay, then I just drop the loader off somewhere.
yeah. I will do some cleaning later on. And I'm not sure if I will do any cleaning on the loader. Is it possible to do in multiplayer the dirt and the used via a console command on a vehicle?
Nope. I
Nope.
don't think so.
So if, for example, I would buy an old tractor that I want to be directly old looking, it is not possible.
As if that was anything that was possible in FS anyways.
I have no idea. So all the
No, I mean the tractor looking old. I mean,
yeah, you know what I mean.
The metal being basically brand new metal and no rust. That's
No,
not
you mean
really old.
like the wheel loader is that it is a little bit dirty and stuff like that. That I meant.
I don't think it works in multiplayer.
Didn't you want to buy back the Elho mower?
Yeah.
The dealer has some used one for minus 13%.
Yeah, it's my old one because I sold it.
So none of these commands work in multiplayer. I just checked.
Because okay, dang it. Because he basically everything that I sold is now at the used dealership.
Yeah, that's how this works.
Oh, okay. Okay, I buy it back because I got now 3 Valtras with backdrive ability. Oh, and Sam, by the way, they now you know where the mixer wagons are. They are all at the shop. No, they are not. I mean, the ones that we bought before, but the others I just deleted from the save game. But the big fast track is in there. The super steer is in there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if everything you sell ends up in a shop or if it's a random chance, or I don't know if there's stuff in a shop that you don't sell. I mean, obviously in the beginning of the same game there is.
Yeah, there is stuff you don't sell because no one of us used a crawler John Deere.
I mean, it's kind of a funny system, especially in multiplayer, but in single player it's also kind of stupid if the used vehicles are mainly stuff you already had and sold.
Well, the truck we didn't use, but the Fendt I used. If you remember correctly, when I was driving with the trailer and I couldn't move it, you remember?
Yeah, the crawler Fendt, yeah, of course.
Yeah, but the other one. So, I mean, I'm happy that I got my mower back. What I'm really missing on the mower is the side swathing possibility, or the swathing possibility at all. Because in real life you can really do good side swath so that you put two lines that you mow into one. Oh, it goes 50. Nice. I think this is really the first English stream where I really played the game and I really enjoyed it.
It's a very long English stream today.
Yeah, and it's really, yeah. I mean, the last English stream where I was trying to play was back on the French map in FS19, and I had constantly on Thursday problems with my internet connection. It broke up, then with the graphics card and all that stuff. So this is really the first English stream that goes on for a little bit longer without being thrown apart in two parts. And yeah, this map makes so much fun. I mean, yesterday we played our asses off, and today I couldn't wait to play again on this map. And I mean, you two both showed up and wanted to play. So I didn't expect that.
Yeah, when you said that you will play here, I thought maybe we can do something.
Yeah, we did a lot.
It's really a fun map to play, especially with now that I have my whole stuff together here with the small machinery, and so it's really fun.
I mean, I kinda got a little bit bigger than I wanted to, but
as always.
No, and that's the point. Not as always. I mean, I get a lot too big, way too big, but it's still in a good amount of stuff. I'm not that big, but it's in a kind of realistic way. It's not that fancy stuff that is way too big. I mean, I will get rid of the class. The Xerion will go. Has to go. I only got one JCB tractor. Yeah.
Wow.
So note that. And the other thing is, I would sell this tractor here, but it's so enjoyable to drive. And it's really so enjoyable to drive, and it's really fitting with the front loader. It reminds me a little bit of the small Deutz Agro Extra, and it really handles the mixer wagon well. That was before we started the server today, behind this tractor. It had to disappear. And this tractor is is really nice. It works very well with the small windrower, with a small windrower, with a small rake, and it's kind of good to have.
I have to say, I really like the small Maise I have.
Yeah, I like the things you have too. Ein Radlader mehr oder weniger, Verluste sind überall.
Oh, and my big Maise has low battery now. I forgot to turn off the warning lights.
So, oh, you really brought me my big rake. Thank you, Sam. Is there still anything left on the field, or did you bring the wheel loader too?
I didn't bring
No, Rainer. I meant Rainer because he was. Oh yeah.
No, I didn't bring the rake. I just dropped off the loader.
Yeah. I meant the loader. The one is with the flickering.
Oh. Yeah. As I said, my big Maise has a low battery now.
Yeah, my too. My. Oh why? The 1, 2. So, yeah, I think we have all sorted out. I'm not sure if I got a cleaner. I think I don't have any yet because I was still, but I still don't know where my shovel went. That was here, and this is something I wanted to test out to find out if it's
Gone with the wind.
No, I want to test out if it's still in my list. If it's still listed here, or if it's gone. Front loader tools. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone.
Have you maybe deleted the wrong mod?
No, it was called completely different to. Was it? Well, let's have a look. It was. Yeah, well, I think I deleted 2 robots. I was wondering why there are 2 Robert in the vehicle item, in the vehicle XML. Now I know why, but where's my power food? It was in here. It's gone too. Dang it, yeah, I really... Okay, by accident I saw... And this is why I love Sam so much, because he always has the solution for your heartbreaking brain fart thoughts. When you're not thinking of something like that, he always comes up with the solution. This is why I love this guy. Unbelievable. So, and I would say we wrap it up for today. It was a very long stream.
We wrap it up.
Yeah, good.
We wrapped a lot today.
We will wrap it up after Rainer. No, thank you for everybody who was there, who is rewatching, who is liking, who is supporting, and who is still there, of course. We will see us for the English part next Thursday, for the German part tomorrow on Twitch with Robert, on Saturday on this channel on the Frühlings map, and on Sunday on Sam's YouTube channel on this map again. So everybody have a really, really good night and have a good weekend afterwards. Thank you for being here, and thank you to Modelleicher, and thank you to Rainer.
Yeah, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye-bye.